fly with confidence.
This after the recent disruptions during the government shutdown. Criminal charges against former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James are tossed out by a federal judge, not on the merits of the cases, but in a fight over the legal authority of the interim U.S. attorney involved. The judge ruling that Lindsay Halligan's appointment was defective and that she's been serving unlawfully, which the Justice Department disputes. Today's ruling is without prejudice, which means those cases could be brought again. Comey just posting the charges accusing him of lying to Congress were based on malevolence and incompetence. James has described the mortgage fraud case against her as political. The Pentagon says it's investigating misconduct allegations against Arizona Senator Mark Kelly, threatening to recall the retired Navy captain back into active duty for a possible court-martial. The statement does not specifically name a video Kelly was part of with other Democrats, urging service members to refuse illegal orders.
President Trump initially called the video seditious. While he'd said sedition could be punishable by death, he later wrote these lawmakers should be in jail. Kelly said on a Sunday talk show he will not be intimidated and that all they did was reiterate what is already the rule of law.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal, the senator, adding in a post today, if the probe's meant to intimidate members of Congress from holding the administration accountable, it won't work. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Central Indiana will get a brief splash of rain tomorrow. It's cloudy right now and 52 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending at 3:02. That'll happen before a sharp cold front drops the season's chilliest air.
By Wednesday morning, we're going to have winds out of the northwest, and temperatures going to be dropping into the 20s and 30s for highs. And then Thanksgiving Day, it does look like we're going to be fairly cold.
Matt Eckhoff, National Weather Service meteorologist, says Thanksgiving should be cold but dry with just a small chance of rain or snow creeping back in Friday night into Saturday. Imagine trying to run a scam using COVID testing during a national emergency. That's what federal prosecutors are claiming happened in Indianapolis, and it's going to cost one lab more than $9 million. Patients' Choice Laboratories agreed to this after being accused of breaking federal law. The Justice Department says the lab billed Medicare for thousands of unnecessary respiratory tests, sometimes even after being paid by the government for the initial COVID swabbing. An Indianapolis woman is sharing her rare perspective as both a recipient of donated tissue and a living organ donor. Here's Jonette Cruz.
Faith McKinney's extraordinary journey is highlighted this National Eye Donation Month. After receiving a cornea transplant in 1998, the selfless donation from a young boy's family became her life's mission to pay forward the gift of life.
I could not comprehend being so giving that they would let their child or their loved one, eyes, tissues, and organs to be donated to help other people.
A decade later, McKinney kept that promise, becoming a living organ donor by donating a kidney to her cousin's husband, extending his life for 7 years. Jonette Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Notre Dame heads into the final week of the regular season, playing its best football of the year. The Irish enter the season finale at Stanford Saturday night, kickoff at 10:30, and a child won the AES Indiana coloring contest and now gets to flip the switch at the Circle of Light celebration this Friday to light up Monument Circle for the holidays. Cameron Worthington won with a drawing of a race car decked out as Santa's light bulb sleigh. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute. It's 3:04.
Woke radical liberals are screwing up this country, but Senator Jim Banks is fighting back. He backed one big, beautiful tax cut for working families, ending Social Security taxes for nearly all seniors, and taxes on tips and overtime gone. So call Senator Jim Banks at 202-224-4814 and thank him for backing working family tax cuts and putting America first. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
Hi, I'm Scott Wilson from Wilson Farm Market. The holidays are about fresh food, family, and local traditions. For over 50 years, my family and I have brought you fresh produce, bakery favorites, fried chicken and sides, candies, cookies, and ready-to-cook meals. Everything you need for a memorable holiday table. From our pies and pretzel bread to all the little things that make your meal special, we love being part of your celebrations. This season, make your holidays fresh, local, and full of cheer. From my family to yours, thanks for shopping at Wilson Farm Market.
With your traffic at 3:05, good afternoon, Matt Bear.
Hey, Jake, looking at southbound 6570 at Washington, crash blocking the right lane, causing stop and go traffic back to Michigan Street. And after the crash, we're still slow to the south split because of road construction. Crash Capitol Avenue at Fall Creek Parkway, crash with injuries. Also a crash on the south side. This is Southport Road at Franklin Road. Traffic sponsored by Macy's Backstage. Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find so many holiday essentials, all for under $25. Don't wait. Find a location at Macy'sBackstage.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. And now here's the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Mostly cloudy skies this afternoon. It will be mild for this Monday with highs around 55. Showers begin later tonight with lows near 48. I'm Wish TV's Storm Tracking meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Jake McDaniel. On the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it! No, they are not pulling an MTG and just disappearing with their millions of dollars. Hammer and Nigel actually just took the day off. Their pension has not kicked in yet.
Oh, they have a pension?
I don't think so. Does anybody have a pension anymore?
Only if you work in Congress.
Apparently.
Congress is the only job that has a pension still.
I think we all traded pensions for health care. How's that working out?
I'll take my pension back, actually.
My name is Casey Daniels. That is the dude Jim in the studio. And Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, she announced she's going to resign from Congress on January 5th, just 2 days after her pension kicks in. Once a very strong Trump loyalist, she became more of a critic in the past recent months. Especially over his stance on the Epstein files, foreign policy, and health care. How did Trump respond? Well, he called her a traitor, called her wacky, promised to endorse a primary challenger if she ran for re-election. She said she didn't want her district to endure a hurtful and hateful primary backed by Donald Trump.
Yeah, and what's interesting about this is the complete 180 that the media has done on Marjorie Taylor Greene the last several months. There's nothing the media loves more than when a Republican breaks ranks with the party. Remember this with John McCain back in the 2000s? He was kind of broke ranks with the Republican Party, and all of a sudden the media called him, oh, he's a maverick, and he's on all the Sunday talk shows, and the media was just kissing John McCain's big butt all the time. They're doing the same thing now to Marjorie Taylor Greene. And it obviously comes across as very disingenuous. Look, everybody's disingenuous in this mess right here. She's bailing 2 days after she gets a fully funded federal pension by being a member of the U.S. House. And then what else did we see over the last week as well, too, that was complete, a 180 by the media? We saw people like Rachel Maddow showing up at Dick Cheney's funeral. This is the same group of people that called Dick Cheney a warmonger and a war criminal and a war profiteer. And by the way, he never apologized for any of that. He was like, nope, I did what I had to do for the American people. But all of a sudden, he endorses Kamala Harris over Trump, and now the media is kissing Dick Cheney's butt all the time.
You had Rachel Maddow sitting next to Fauci.
Fauci and James Carville, all at if I told you 5 years ago that the three of the most prominent people at Dick Cheney's funeral would be Rachel Maddow, Dr. Fauci, and James Carville, you would have told me I was smoking something. It's ridiculous.
So Marjorie Taylor Greene, she made the announcement in a 10-minute video. She stated that her self-worth comes from God, not from Donald Trump.
There is no plan to save the world or a 4D chess game being played. When common American people realize and understand that the political industrial complex of both parties is ripping this country apart, that not one elected leader like me is able to stop Washington's machine from gradually destroying our country, and instead the reality is that they, common Americans, the people, possess the real power over Washington, then I'll be here by their side to rebuild it. Until then, I'm going back to the people that I love, to live my life to the fullest as I always have, and I look forward to a new path ahead. I'll be resigning from office with my last day being January 5th, 2026, and I look forward to seeing many of you again sometime in the future. May God bless you all, and may God bless America.
So a lot of people are saying that actually she is making a brilliant move here. This is just an announcement hiding underneath a resignation speech. They're calling it a political genius because now she's rebranding herself as a truth teller. Moving away from both parties, and she can message that Congress is broken, and she can be the cheerleader for an America First movement.
I'm struggling with this because what she said in that clip that we just heard, I completely agree with. This isn't, this is. She basically said this is no longer about left versus right.
Mm-hmm.
It's about elites versus common everyday Americans,
Yeah.
and that's something
It's
we've
not
been
right,
saying.
left, it's up, down.
It's what we've been saying for ages, and she's been very sensible the last few months. But
it's Marjorie Taylor Greene.
This is the same woman who claimed that space lasers were responsible for the California wildfires, and those space lasers were being controlled by very powerful people around the world. It's the same person.
Mm-hmm.
It's also the same person that waited 2 extra days after their pension comes fully vesting before she decided to retire. It's also the same person that started her career in Congress with a minimal net worth and is now leaving Congress 5 years later with what?
$25 million?
Her net worth before Congress was less than $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
5 years later, her net worth is now being reported at over $25 million. And so while I can sit here and agree with a lot of the things that Marjorie Taylor Greene has been saying lately, a lot of the same things that we've been saying on these shows for years, guys, she's still a dirty grifter. But what she's saying now is actually has validity to it.
A lot of people are saying that maybe she'll run for governor. There was this Polymarket poll that said that she now is emerging as top 3 contender in the 28 GOP presidential primary. She's polling at 6%. J.D. Vance still in the lead with 55%. She came out and she said, I'm not running for president, never said I wanted to, and have only laughed about it when anybody would mention it. Okay, well, what about governor? And you mentioned her $25 million payday. You had $25 million. What would you do?
Other than you and our daughter, nobody would see me again. I would be gone. I would buy some massive, piece of land and put a little house on it in the middle of nowhere, away from a lot of people. It would be one of those things where years later people go, "Hey, you remember that Jim guy? What do you think ever happened to him?
What's he doing now?
I haven't seen him or heard from him in years." Yeah, that's by design. Why would she? She just made $25 million in 5 years as a member of Congress, and now she's retiring. And everybody's got it running for governor, running for president. I'd be running from everybody. Get me away from people.
You'd become a gentleman farmer. And what's the difference between a gentleman farmer and a regular farmer?
Have my land, and I would, grow crops. A gentleman farmer, I believe the definition of a gentleman farmer is somebody that grows crops, but that's not their living.
Oh, they just do it for fun.
Well, or to eat themselves for their own personal consumption, but you're not like a farmer to where I'm, got a big combine out there harvesting corn and selling it on the open market. No, I just want to grow my tomatoes and some peppers and my herbs and just have a little garden. And one of these days, if I can ever figure out why my tomatoes keep rotting from the bottom up while they're still on the vine, as soon as I get the science in that fixed, and $25 million, then I'm out of here.
And $25 million. Also, as a gentleman farmer, you're very polite. Well, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she said that the real power lies with ordinary Americans, and she pledged to stand with them to rebuild the country. Is she an ordinary American now?
Not anymore.
With
not even
$25
close.
million in her wallet?
No, will be a former member of Congress with a fully funded federal pension and a $25 million in the bank.
So you had Jasmine Crockett, who decided to comment on Marjorie Taylor Greene quitting. Here's what she had to say.
You know what? Honestly, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. You're on the other side of the president for 1 week, and you can't take the heat. Imagine what it is to sit in my shoes, to not only be on the opposite side of him, but to have people like her who are constantly fanning the flames of hate.
You know what that is?
That's Jasmine Crockett making it about Jasmine Crockett.
Yeah, it's all about me. Exactly.
Is that what that was?
You're retiring? How can I turn this conversation around and to make it about me?
Yes. Well, coming up, we're going to play a round of which large Marge is in charge. But right now, let's get a look at traffic with Matt Bear.
All right, Casey, looking at westbound 74 coming in from Shelbyville. All lanes are closed because of a vehicle fire. So we're going to have to divert at State Road 9, Shelbyville, and take our reroute from there. But yeah, westbound 74 is closed just north of Shelbyville. Looking at southbound 6570 crash, Washington Street blocking the right lane. Slow down through there, and then we start to grind after Washington because of the construction that lasts to the south split. Traffic sponsored by Grand Appliance. Black Friday sales. The prices are in effect now at Grand Appliance on top brands like Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Maytag, and more. Visit grandappliance.com or your local showroom for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thanks, Matt. It's currently 52 and cloudy in the American Standard Heating Weather Center on 93 WIBC.
Hi, this is Chris Cox, owner of Chimney Solutions, Indiana. We're celebrating our 10th year in business. Call this month to take advantage of 10% off all chimney sweeps and inspections. We're also celebrating the opening of our new fireplace showroom on 86th Street and Lafayette Road. Come and experience our exclusive lines of wood-burning and gas fireplaces.
Call 317-757-6979 or chimneyindy.com.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, a new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
Attention, Indiana homeowners. Are you tired of avoiding your wet basement? Hi, I'm Mike Smith with Swanco Crawl Space and Basement Repair, your real, local, Indiana family-owned experts. Imagine all the possibilities of a guaranteed dry basement, a cozy new family room, a home gym, or even a new office. And with no interest, no payment financing, you don't have to break the bank to do it. Make the most of your basement today. Call Swanco 317-407-1868 or swancollc.com.
Truck drivers, the holiday rush is here. Take advantage by becoming a Schneider driver. By driving for one of America's busiest carriers, you'll stay busy during the holiday season and throughout the new year. Plus, as a Schneider driver, you'll have access to top quality driver support and newer equipment spec'd with the latest safety and comfort features that drivers want. Don't wait. Get a jump on 2026 by exploring jobs in your area today at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Struggling with chronic joint pain? Don't want risky surgery or endless pills? QC Kinetics is your answer. Our non-invasive treatment stimulates your body's own biologics and has a fantastic success rate without lengthy recovery or harmful medications. Ready to live your life pain-free? Go to QCkinetics.com/Indianapolis or call 317-559-PAIN and get a no-obligation consultation. Whether it's stem cell, PRP, or a number of other revolutionary therapies, QC Kinetics should be the last call you make. Call 317-559-PAIN.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Do you remember what was happening in America? Families struggling, billions in wasteful spending. But Senator Todd Young fought back. He voted for working family tax cuts, and Senator Young voted to crack down on waste, fraud, and abuse, saving taxpayers billions. So call Senator Todd Young at 202-224-5623 and thank him for supporting the Working Families Tax Cut. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
WIBC cares, and if you or someone you care about needs food assistance, we have resources for you, including food distribution locations with an interactive map. Also, learn how you can make a difference for friends and neighbors in need, all at WIBC.com.
See the diamonds at Pierce Jewelers. Diamond earrings, diamond pendants, diamond rings, and diamond bracelets. They shop the world to bring you the best. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
This hour powered by Pierce Jewelers, designers of fine jewelry.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Marjorie Taylor Greene strove to be the ultimate Trump warrior and to be taken seriously, and she wound up in political exile. Donald Trump came out and he said that the Republican Party has never been so united as it is right now. Other than Rand Paul Jr., who he's referring to as Thomas Massey, and also Marjorie Trader Brown, he called her instead of Greene.
He called her Marjorie Trader Brown.
And he said, and a couple other lowlifes.
That was not an accident. Come on. He did that on purpose.
And of course, he's talking about the filibuster in one of his latest truths. But Marjorie Taylor Greene, one thing that she didn't like when she was with Trump was the media.
Shame on you. Because no. You're the problem. And where's this woman from?
The Times.
You're from the Times. Okay, you're ridiculous. And you're the problem in our country. You lie about people like me. This is the first time you've ever talked to me. I want you to know I'm a regular person like you. I'm also a mom. I have 3 kids. And we have to put up with the most unreal amount of bullshit because of little liars like you that take your job and turn it into political activism. Your job is the press. You should report the news, not lie about it. You don't get to ask any more questions. I'm done with you because you're the cause. You're the cause of our country. You're the cause of our country being divided. You're the cause of our country being divided. You're the cause of President Trump almost being assassinated. You're the cause of everything wrong in America. No, you're done. You're done.
You're done here.
What did being a mom have to do with anything?
Right.
She just threw that in there.
Yeah, she's a mom.
I'm a mom, so I shouldn't have to put up with this.
Mm-hmm. That's what she was saying. So what, you're saying that she's pulling the mom card?
She totally pulled the mom card in there. Although I will give her some props. She did give that reporter the business, and I kind of like that.
She did, and she was saying that it was the press that was tearing the country apart. And now she's saying it's the Uniparty that's the not industrial complex, but the political complex.
Yeah,
tearing the country apart.
And this goes back to what I was saying earlier: is that she's for sure a complete typical politician and a grifter and getting everything she can for herself.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean that when she says something, you discount it because of that. Sometimes she says stuff that's right. Yeah, it is a uniparty. Yeah, it is us versus the elites. And yes, the Epstein files should be released. She has been fighting for that for months. So I get that she's a grifter. I get that she's a typical politician. But on those points, she was right on all of them.
So all of this big fight started with the Epstein files, and I've been following this journalist from the Miami Herald, and she's actually one of the journalists whose investigation led to some of the assets being released from the Epstein estate, and she broke it down what constitutes the Epstein files. Well, you've got the DOJ, FBI, federal criminal case files. That's what the Congress just voted on.
Okay.
You've got a small subset included in the DOJ files that are the federal grand jury files. You've got the House Oversight Committee Epstein files, and then you've got the Epstein civil case files, and then you also have the Treasury Department, IRS Epstein files. If they exist, they're CIA files. You've got the Federal Aviation Administration records that keep track of his jets and where they were flying to and who was on board. So a lot of different files. When you say release the Epstein files, which ones do you mean?
And I think that's
all of them.
Well, I think that's a really good point, because I think those of us that don't live in Washington D.C. and know how the inner workings of the government are to a fine-grained detail, we think that there's just this pile of Epstein files sitting somewhere in a closet that anybody can access. No, it turns out that there's a bunch of different government agencies that have files on them, and there's no single unifying person that can all of a sudden just release them. So we're just getting a small piece of the quote Epstein files. There's
Drip,
still
drip,
plenty of other government agencies out there that have their own files on Jeffrey Epstein that aren't going to be part of this release that was authorized by Congress and the president.
All right, let's play Which Large Marge is in Charge.
Oh, I love games.
Allison, are you ready for this?
I am ready for this.
Okay.
Wait,
so
what is it called?
Which Large Marge is in charge?
Okay.
These are some audio clips. You have to determine which Marge is in charge.
It could be any Marge.
It could be any Marge. It could be a real person named Marge, or it could be a fictional character Marge. Okay? Are
And
you ready?
Jim and I are together. Is he tagging it or no?
He'll be your phone a friend.
Okay.
If you're stuck.
Okay.
Okay,
Got
you
it.
ready?
Okay.
I think this first one should be pretty easy for you,
right.
hopefully. Here we go. Which Large Marge is
And
in
when
charge?
they finally pulled the driver's body from the twisted, burning wreck, it looked like this.
I recognize Pee-wee's scream, so it's definitely from Pee-wee.
It is. Yeah.
Is her name just Marge?
It's the original Large Marge.
She's the original. That was her character name in the movie was Large Marge. She was the truck driver in Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
I never put that together. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. It's all making sense now.
All right, here we go. Which Large Marge is in charge?
Every single day, there's people that think that I said a phrase called Jewish space lasers, a phrase that I never said. As a matter of fact, it was created and invented in a story that a bunch of people read in the news, and they believe that about me. But in fact, that's something I never said, and I don't hold any types of beliefs like that at all.
Large Marge 2.0. Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yes, you got that one. Marjorie Taylor Greene.
2 for 2.
Correct. It's a round of Which Large Marge is in charge. Here we go.
We're dedicating this World Series to our wonderful women and men over in the Far East, that are serving us. And they're the greatest, and we're going to stand behind them, and this series is for them. Thank you.
Any idea?
There were
Allison?
some context clues in there.
I mean, something about it has to do with baseball.
Correct.
Because it's something about World Series, but I have no idea. So I'm gonna phone my friend Jim.
That would be former owner of the Cincinnati Reds,
Correct.
Marge Schott.
Yes.
And R.I.P. She's been passed away a long time ago and gave up her ownership in the Reds. But man, she was something. She had a lot of opinions. She liked to talk, and many of them were very controversial.
Yes, and she was dedicating that to the soldiers in the Far East.
The Far East.
Which Large Marge is in charge? Allison, you only got one on the board so far. So let's see if you can get this one.
I've been so bored since we moved here. I found myself drinking a glass of wine every day. I know doctors say you should drink a glass and a half, but I just can't drink that much.
Mrs. Simpson.
There we are.
I do know that one.
That was pretty easy. All right, finally, here is the last one. Which Large Marge is in charge?
Okay. I want you to tell me what these fellas look like.
Well, the little guy, he was kind of funny looking.
In what way?
I don't know, just funny looking.
Can you be any more specific?
I couldn't really say. He wasn't circumcised.
Was he funny looking apart from that?
Yeah.
So, you were having sex with a little fella then?
Fargo.
Yes, that is Fargo. Her name in the movie was
Marge Gunderson.
There you go.
Marge Gunderson from Fargo. That's pretty good.
Okay.
Pretty good.
All right, we'll give you 2.5 on
Allison
that.
always does much better at these than I expect. I was coming up with some of these.
C material. But
Yeah, and I was like, God, these are going to be really hard. I don't think Allison's going to get many of these. And she crushed it again. Outstanding work.
All right, we've got Monday Gun Day coming up. Guy Relford's going to join us, but let's get you updated on news. It is the Hammer and Nigel Show, 93 WIBC.
Woke radical liberals are screwing up this country, but Senator Jim Banks is fighting back. He backed one big, beautiful tax cut for working families, ending Social Security taxes for nearly all seniors, and taxes on tips and overtime gone. So call Senator Jim Banks at 202-224-4814 and thank him for backing working family tax cuts and putting America first. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle.
Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. When you bet on a team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid no matter the final score. Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up. You get early payout on parlays, too.
Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Indiana. T&Cs apply.
'Twas the night before the holidays, and all through Indiana, not a parent was stressed, nor were grandpa or grandma. The children's gifts were marked off the list. Indiana 529 education savings plans were sure to be a hit. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of their future danced in their heads. Flexible options, a generous tax credit, and a convenient mobile app to help put a bow on it. These Hoosiers slept tight with a gift that would last. Visit myindiana529.com to start with just $10 fast. Read the disclosure booklet carefully before investing.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
How the weather will roll out in Indiana. Cloudy skies, radar clear for now. Rain could touch down tonight, 52 degrees in the Circle City. I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending at 3:32. Some holiday shoppers could see snowflakes on Black Friday. Ryan Hedrick explains.
After midweek highs stay in the 20s and 30s, another weather system moves in Friday night.
We have a slight chance of precipitation Friday night into Saturday, and it does look like it's going to start off as snow.
Forecaster Matt Eckhoff, National Weather Service, Indianapolis.
And then it should, in theory, change to rain.
Eckhoff says, speaking of rain, we'll start out that way Tuesday, but it will dry out Tuesday afternoon. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Get ready for a crowd. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says this will be the busiest Thanksgiving travel period ever, with over 73 million drivers hitting the roads and 31 million people flying. Duffy says the busiest times on the road will be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday afternoons. Waukesha County gave an update today about Morgan Geyser, who was convicted in the Slenderman stabbing. She was caught in Illinois over the weekend after running away from her group home and cutting off her GPS bracelet.
We are certainly hopeful that they do proceed with that. We support that she should be in custody. Not only should she have been in custody from 2014 forward.
Waukesha County District Attorney Leslie Basie says they want Wisconsin to end her conditional release. Geyser and her friend were convicted in 2014 for trying to kill a classmate of theirs to please Slenderman. Mailing packages are about to get more expensive. The Postal Service is raising prices on January 18th, with increases up to 7.8% for services like Priority Mail and USPS Ground Advantage. And the 7-4 San Francisco 49ers are hosting the 6-5 Carolina Panthers at Levi's Stadium. The kickoff is set for 8:15 Eastern tonight. You've got traffic and weather coming up in 1 minute. It's 3:34.
Are you tired of HVAC and plumbing companies with confusing offers? Masters Heating and Cooling keeps it simple. Right now, you can get a full second opinion from one of their Master Comfort Advisors completely free. So you can make your next HVAC decision with confidence and peace of mind. Get a free HVAC second opinion from Masters Heating and Cooling. You can also get an early bird fall tune-up for only $69. Need a new hot water heater? How about $200 off water heater installation $1 or $500 off tankless water heaters. Masters Heating and Cooling. Those are the ones to call for your HVAC needs or those plumbing needs. 0% financing for up to 60 months with qualified system purchase. Call Masters today. 317-207-9983. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-207-9983. Masters Heating and Cooling. 207-9983 or online at mastersindy.com. That's mastersindy.com.
With your WIBC traffic at 3:35, here's Matt Bear.
Hamilton County northbound 69 stop and go traffic after Campus Parkway up to Cynthia Road. East side, Indianapolis, southbound 465 slow from 72 Washington. Crash downtown is southbound 6570 Washington Street. Right lane is closed. Traffic stop and go to Michigan Street. And then all the way down into the South Split, we get into some construction slowdowns there. South side crash, Southport Road at Franklin Road and South side, eastbound 465 slow after 31 over to I-65. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. Shopping online might be easy, but it doesn't feel like Christmas. So trade your scrolling for strolling at Sullivan Hardware and Garden at Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan. So can the season among holiday decor, gifts, live trees, and more at Sullivan's, where Christmas comes to life. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
In the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
We are tracking the return of rain into our Monday night. Showers turn widespread mainly after midnight with lows in the upper 40s. And then it will be rainy to wake up for our Tuesday before showers turn more spotty into the afternoon hours. Highs on Tuesday will be in the upper 50s before a strong cold front passes through late Tuesday and leads way to decreasing temperatures Wednesday. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Jake McDaniel on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
The only way to bag a classy lady is to give her 2 tickets to the gun show.
It's Monday Gun Day with the Gun Guy.
Just watch out for the guns. They'll get you.
Guy Relford.
Stop calling your arms guns.
Hammer and Nigel show.
And there he is for Monday Gun Day. Guy Relford joining us in the studio. Hello, how are you?
I am great, and thanks as always to our sponsor for Monday Gun Day. That's Premier Arms in Brownsburg, with the largest selection of new, used, and historic firearms in the Midwest. MPA Jewelers located in a farmhouse right out front. Check them out at 3754 South Green Street in Brownsburg or premierarms.com.
Happy Thanksgiving, by the way.
And to you.
A few days
both
early.
Of you guys.
Yeah.
I get to cover you both here in one conversation.
Right. We make it easy for you.
You do, absolutely. Yeah, no, we're hosting.
Are you?
So, yeah, I'm going to have, 20 people or so.
Wow.
Including my 91-year-old mom and my 94-year-old dad.
Good for you.
Yeah.
You're going to have a full house. Now, I saw this on the news this morning, and you may not be aware, but don't try to deep fry a frozen turkey.
That was my reaction, too, when I saw it. I was like, really? We have to tell people not to deep fry a frozen turkey?
But I would pay to see that video, though.
Right?
That would be highly entertaining.
Right. Okay, so you sent over an article saying about arguments on Thanksgiving about guns.
It just cracked me up because, we have this group, Every Town for Gun Safety, and that's sort of the parent organization. It's one of the Bloomberg organizations, Michael Bloomberg, big anti-gun guy. And, they're the kind of the parent organization for like Moms Demand Action. And we run into these folks at the State House every year when they're proposing all kinds of gun control here in Indiana. I'm over there on behalf of the 2A Project fighting against it. But they put out an article that just made me chuckle and roll my eyes quite a bit, because the article is essentially how to win the gun control debate at the Thanksgiving table.
I think that's one of those things you're not supposed to bring up, actually.
Well, politics.
Politics, right.
Yeah, right, exactly.
20 people in the house.
Religion, sex, and politics,
right?
I think, is that list that you're not supposed to talk about at dinner. Yeah, but it cracked me up because it was sort of written in this point-counterpoint style. That how to promote gun control at Thanksgiving, and it was if your relatives don't buy into gun control, make sure you make these points. And if they say this, you say that. Like, for instance, if somebody said, well, gun control laws don't really work, look at Chicago. which a lot of us have said over the years.
Sure.
They said, oh no, Chicago is actually a great argument for gun control because we need more stiff laws in other states where guns are actually bought, like Indiana, and then they bring all those guns to Chicago, and that's the only reason Chicago has a gang problem or a crime problem. And there's just one problem with that, as there typically is when you deal with these kind of anti-gun, anti-Second Amendment arguments. Problem is the facts don't support that. The largest percentage of guns recovered from Chicago crime scenes come from Illinois, and only about 12% come from Indiana, which to me is remarkably low given the fact that until 2010, handguns were completely illegal in the city of Chicago. You couldn't own a handgun in the city of Chicago. And only when the Supreme Court said that was unconstitutional did they turn that around. And given the proximity of Gary and Hammond and whatnot to Chicago, because you also, it's damn hard to find a gun store in Chicago. So the fact that it's only 12% coming from Indiana to me is remarkably low. And it's already illegal to sell a gun to a citizen or resident of another state. It's already illegal to transport guns across state lines for purposes of selling them. So there are already laws on the books that prohibit all of that anyway. But it did just crack me up, and I thought it was worth a public eye roll here on Monday Gun Day to poke some fun at Everytown, because they have been singularly unsuccessful in the legislature. They've been singularly unsuccessful in the courtroom. So now they've shifted the battlefield to the Thanksgiving Day table.
I have to imagine that everybody who comes to your house knows exactly where you stand. They're not going to bring that up at your Thanksgiving.
They usually have a pretty good idea, but heck, my dad retired at age, I think, 88 as a Methodist pastor, and he carried. I used to talk to him about it years and years and years ago, and he'd say, well, yeah, a bad guy comes into my church, I'm going to be the first one to see him, so I'm going to be the first one to shoot him. And, so that's just sort of been the mentality. I have a couple sisters that don't necessarily line right up with me on Second Amendment issues, but that's certainly not something we're going to
But are you looking to this article for talking points?
No.
No, you wouldn't.
Bringing an anti-gun debate to the Guy Relford Thanksgiving dinner. That'd be like somebody bringing a pro-property taxes debate to the Rob Kendall Thanksgiving dinner. Probably the last person you're going to want to argue that topic with because they're an expert in it.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I kind of do that for a living.
Exactly.
So that's not something I want to do around the Thanksgiving table, that's for sure.
So the Washington Post now admitting that more guns equal less crime.
Yeah, this is fascinating to me. And I talked about this a little bit on my show, but there was an article in the Washington Post, and it was so remarkable to me because it was from the Washington Post, for crying out loud. I mean, if there's a liberal publication out there, more liberal than WAPO, I'm not sure what it might be. And in fact, they came out with an article, and they noted the fact that, and this is statistically true and irrefutable, they noted specifically the fact that the murder rate in the U.S. has plummeted dramatically just since 2021. And in fact, they noted that in 2024, the last year, obviously, for which we have complete data, there are almost 6,000 fewer homicides in the United States than there was just in 2021.
And they attribute that to gun ownership?
Well, they didn't express causation necessarily, but what they said was this is even as gun ownership has increased dramatically, and more Americans are owning guns. And I thought the fact that they admitted, and because we've been setting records for years on number of gun sales, we just, FBI just announced they did 1.3 million gun sales in October. Wow. And that's almost a record. So Americans are buying a lot of guns. More guns are in private hands than ever before by a lot, and it increases every year. And yet, since 2021, we've seen the crime rate fall. And it's really interesting because this is, other than a blip for the summer of love during the George Floyd riots and of course COVID and shutdowns, and we had a spike there 2020 and 2021. Before that, though, the crime rate, the homicide rate specifically, from 1994 to 2020 or 2019 had been reduced by almost half in this country. And they're talking about homicides per 100,000 people. And then it spiked a little bit with the summer of love and COVID, and then we've fallen precipitously or dramatically since then. And I just think that's amazing that WAPO, of all publications, would acknowledge
came out
that more and more Americans own guns. And what I also made a note of on my show is that we also have had more and more states pass constitutional carry in that time frame. In other words, Indiana, for instance, passed constitutional carry in 2022, and we were, I think, the 21st or 22nd state to pass it. We're now up to 30, I believe. I think it was North Carolina that was trying to pass it this year. So more and more citizens are now able to lawfully carry a handgun in public, even without a license. And what did we hear when we were fighting for constitutional carry? Oh, blood in the streets, wild, wild west. We heard that everywhere.
Yeah.
Shootouts on every street corner. You know, the murder rate's going to go through the roof. What's it done? It's dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped. And we can certainly say there's a correlation in those things happening over the time frame. I don't know that we can necessarily attribute causation, but there's sure as hell a correlation. And I personally believe when citizens are carrying guns and bad guys have to worry about that, you see less citizens and private citizens getting hurt.
Guy Relford is joining us Monday Gun Day with the Hammer and Nigel show on 93 WIBC. So the Gifford Center using some fear-mongering in this to oppose national reciprocity.
Yeah, now that we have a budget and the government has reopened, Congress is somewhat back to its dysfunctional business. We're hoping and expecting to get a vote on national reciprocity, which is to require every state to recognize the licenses or permits of every other state. And this one goes a step further. This bill, excuse me, it's actually called National Constitutional Concealed Carry Reciprocity. And the reason that constitutional is in there is it says also if you live in a state that has constitutional carry that allows you to carry without a license or a permit, that means you can carry in every other state as well.
Oh, wow.
As part of this bill. And so, the tweet you're talking about there, which was fascinating to me, said, if reciprocity passes, everyone you see on the street could be carrying a gun.
Just more fear-mongering.
It's fear-mongering, and plus, what do they think goes on today? I mean, you don't know who, because, by the way, we're only talking about people visiting your state that could now carry with reciprocity, right? And so everybody in your state, you don't know who has a license and who doesn't. So who knows how many of the people you see every day today have guns. And by the way, why is that so scary? I mean, I'm walking down the street. I carry a gun everywhere I go. I'm carrying a gun today. Does anybody look at me and go,
I wonder
that's
if it's
scary.
Right.
But the other thing goes back actually to a point we just made, which to me is the strongest one for why we ought to be pushing this. Because you know what? If you, just as the timid soul that you are concerned that everyone you see could be carrying a gun, what about that potential armed robber, or what about that potential rapist?
Right. Don't you want someone to be carrying a good guy?
And they have to worry that everyone they see could be armed, including that target for a rape that you're out roaming in public looking for a victim. To engage in, you have to, as a criminal now, armed robber, rapist, you name it, mugger, pickpocket. Now you have to worry about who's armed and who's not. That's why it's a deterrent. That's why we ought to pass this. Certainly not an argument against it.
Well, I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you for coming in today. You going to be on Saturday?
I believe I am. Nobody told me I'm not.
Okay.
So as far as
business as usual.
I have a show, and good for you guys coming in here filling in too. Is
it good for us?
Absolutely.
I love filling in for Hammer and Nigel. Get to do something completely different.
This is a fun format, and for you, Casey, you get to be on the radio the same amount of time and don't have to put up with Rob.
Everybody wins.
Thanks, Guy. This is the Hammer and Nigel show. It's 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel here. I've had previous experience with weight loss injections, and they worked, but the provider was very impersonal. With Premier Weight Loss, it's a totally different experience, Hammer. Their offices are professional and relaxing and impressive. It's not a compound product. It's true medical guidance, not just a telehealth chat request. And by the way, Hammer, the price of this most popular option is $350 per month.
Everybody's journey is different. I lost 50 pounds on my own, but then I hit a plateau and I couldn't lose anymore. And that's when I reached out for help. And Premier Weight Loss, they customized a plan specifically for me. And they got two different locations. There's one at 96th and Meridian. There's one off 106th and 69. Please stop by pwlnd.com. pwlnd.com. And I'm telling you, you're going to feel so much better. Make sure you tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
This Black Friday, skip the lines and hit the gas. Now through December 13th, Financial Center is offering auto loan rates as low as 4.99% APR for up to 66 months, whether you're buying new or refinancing. Plus, enjoy no payments for 90 days, giving you room to breathe this holiday season. Start now at fcfcu.com/auto. That's fcfcu.com/auto. Subject to underwriting guidelines. See website for terms and conditions.
Do you remember what was happening in America? Families struggling, billions in wasteful spending. But Senator Todd Young fought back. He voted for working family tax cuts, and Senator Young voted to crack down on waste, fraud, and abuse, saving taxpayers billions. So call Senator Todd Young at 202-224-5623 and thank him for supporting the Working Families Tax Cut. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, is it true?
What's that?
Tire Discounters is offering up to $200 off sets of Goodyear tires?
Absolutely.
Plus free alignment and a full synthetic oil change?
You got it.
I'm not one to exaggerate, but that may be the best deal in the history of the world.
But free would be better.
Mike, don't toy with me.
Through the holidays, every day we're open, someone will get their money back on 4 tires.
But I...
Just breathe, Phantom. Breathe.
No purchase necessary. Ends 12/31/25. Visit website for details.
He's Donald Trump's #1 enemy in Congress, Chicago politician Dick Durbin. Now, Durbin has a new scheme. He's doing the dirty work to benefit corporate megastores. Durbin's bill could cut corners on your credit card security, putting your personal data at risk. Big chain retailers and warehouse stores want to inflate their profits, and liberal Dick Durbin would help them do it. Tell senators, say no to the megastores and Dick Durbin. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
4? Man, my drives have been getting weaker and weaker. The same thing happened to me when I turned 40. Men over 40 lose more than just their golf game. Energy, strength, stamina, it all goes downhill. I got Nugenix Total T2 and started feeling like my old self in no time.
America's most trusted testosterone-boosting brand is back. Nugenix Total T2. Crafted with a unique new formula that combines the ultimate free and total testosterone booster with a powerful nitric oxide booster that works in just 3 hours. Feel like a new man, leaner, stronger, with more energy and drive. Get your complimentary bottle today by texting BODY to 369-369 now.
All right, let's test this out. Wow, that's on the green, man. Looks like I got my drive back.
Text BODY to 369-369 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2. Text now and we'll even throw in a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator ever.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. Product not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Looking for the hottest trends in jewelry this year? Come to Pierce Jewelers and see their Love to Love collection in lab-grown diamond jewelry. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Shopping online might be easy, but it doesn't feel like Christmas. Trade your scrolling for strolling. Bring your family and make it part of your tradition. Sullivan's, where Christmas comes to life.
Join us for Downtown Indy Alliance's 63rd Annual Circle of Lights, presented by IBEW Local 481, Friday, November 28th, with live entertainment featuring acts from ISO's Yuletide Celebration, the Indianapolis Children's Choir, and Clayton Anderson. Go to downtownindy.org/holidays.
Let's take a look at traffic with Matt Bear.
You've got a Casey southbound 6570 crash at Washington Street, blocking the right lane, slowing down traffic back to the north split. Then Shelbyville, westbound 74 before Fairland Road. That's a semi-fire that is out just a cab. Only right lane closed. The interstate is open. Hamilton County, northbound 69, stop and go from Campus Parkway up to Cynthia Ann Road. Inbound 69 slows 96 to 82nd. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. Shopping online might be easy, but it doesn't feel like Christmas. So trade your scrolling for strolling at Sullivan Hardware and Garden and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan. Soak in the season among holiday decor, gifts, live trees, and more. Sullivan's, where Christmas comes to life. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
It's 52 and cloudy now in the American Standard Heating Weather Center on 93 WIBC.
Fight the friction!
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
All right, really quick, short break. We went a little long there with Guy, but that's okay. We like him and everything that he has to say. I know you were super excited over the weekend. 70-7.
Notre
is the final score of that game.
Notre Dame is poised I mean, they are they're playing their best football just in time for the college football playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I predict nothing less than a national championship for
That was
Notre
a
Dame by the end of this season.
blowout game.
Crazy.
Blowout.
So here's the important thing. Notre Dame won 70-7.
Mm-hmm.
They scored 21. Notre Dame scored 21 points without having an offensive possession.
Right,
They had
the offense even to the
they had
field.
a pick six, a blocked punt return for a touchdown, and then another pick six. And Notre Dame's quarterback never took a snap up until that point. The first time in college football history that's ever been done. They've been playing the sport for 150 years. That's the first time it's ever been done.
And on their first offensive drive, Jeremiah Love scored a 45-yard rushing touchdown. Is he going to get the Heisman?
He is, well, I mean, the Heisman has turned into an award for quarterbacks only. They rarely give it to running backs. I still think he has a shot, but it's an uphill battle for Jeremiah Love still.
All right, this is the Hammer and Nigel Show. It's 93 WIBC.
All month long at Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. You can lease a new Ford Escape or a Bronco Sport for just $339 a month. Plus, you could save over $13,000 on a new Ford F-150. You always get more with Andy Moore's Get More Guarantee. More savings, more selection, and more for your trade. Buy your vehicle 100% online. It is so easy to do at AndyMooreFord.com, and Andy Moore will deliver it right to your door. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield is the place for your car, truck, and SUV. And if you've got a business, Andy Moore Ford is the place for your commercial vehicle. Not only to get your new medium to heavy duty F-Series trucks, but their service bays can handle vehicles up to 35,000 pounds. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield for all the Black Friday deals. Check them out, 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield, or online at Andy Moore Ford. That's Andy Moore, M-O-H-R. I love Andy. AndyMooreFord.com. Christmas is almost here, and if you're shopping on a budget, you shop at PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg. Truly unique pieces you won't find anywhere else. And sale prices every single day. At PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse, you'll find gold, diamonds, gemstones, exquisite, one-of-a-kind pieces, and incredible local artist designs all within your budget. Your perfect place to shop for the holidays. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse, 3750 South Green Street in Brownsburg, or online at pajewelers.jewelry. That's pajewelers.jewelry.
Hi, I'm John Ray, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. When you buy an engagement ring or fine jewelry gift from Shane Company, you get more than what you paid for. Our jewelry comes with our all-inclusive free lifetime warranty. It covers everything. There's no fine print. You'll get unlimited cleanings, resizings, and repairs. Plus, it even protects your engagement ring's center stone. We stand behind the quality of our jewelry, and that's our gift to you this holiday. Peace of mind. Because a friend knows the best things in life are free. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Indiana can count on.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line. But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Are you ready to put joint pain behind you and get to a place where persistent pain doesn't control your life? The dedicated orthopedic experts at Community Health Network are here to turn those goals into a reality. With personalized treatment options that include robotic-assisted surgery, we'll help you feel your best so you can get back to enjoying your hobbies again. Learn more about your care options at ecommunity.com/ortho. Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered.
Why do so many basement companies want half the money up front? Could it be because it's easier to get than earning all your trust? At the Michaelis Corporation, they don't ask for a deposit until the job is done and you're completely satisfied. They even start with a free inspection to ensure you know exactly what your home needs without the guesswork. With over 35 years experience, they've proven that trust is built on results, not deposits. Michaelis, building trust beneath your feet. Visit michaeliscorp.com.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, what the weather will offer and why leaders say they are experiencing positive momentum. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 4 o'clock.
The fight against a former FBI chief isn't over. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. But for now, it's case dismissed against James Comey as a federal judge rules the interim U.S. attorney who accused him of lying to Congress was not legally appointed to bring the charges to a grand jury. In a reaction video, Comey says the prosecution was based on malevolence and incompetence.
This case mattered to me personally, obviously, but it matters most because a message has to be sent that the President of the United States cannot use the Department of Justice to target his political enemies.
A White House spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt just telling Fox,
"We believe the attorney in this case, Lindsay Halligan, is not only extremely qualified for this position, but she was in fact legally appointed. And I know the Department of Justice will be appealing this in very short order. So maybe James Comey should pump the brakes on his victory lap."
The same judge tossing out a mortgage fraud case today against New York Attorney General Letitia James. Leavitt also just telling Fox the White House supports a Pentagon investigation of Democratic Senator Mark Kelly, a former Navy captain who could be recalled to active duty for possible prosecution. This after several Democrats with military and national security backgrounds made a video encouraging service members to refuse illegal orders.
Let me be very clear. Not a single order this president or administration has given to our military has ever been illegal, nor will it ever be. This administration respects and abides by the law.
Senator Kelly, who's also a former astronaut, says he won't be intimidated. The Pentagon has not confirmed a link to the video, posting only that the investigation is over misconduct allegations. President Trump says he plans to visit Beijing in April, and that China's President Xi is invited for a state visit to the U.S. later next year. This after a call between the two leaders earlier today on multiple topics, including trade. Wall Street rallies, the Dow up 202 at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
If you're hitting the road for Thanksgiving, conditions should be good for travel. All clear on your radar right now, and it's also cloudy and 53 degrees in downtown Indy. I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending at 4:02.
Wednesday and Thursday, it's like it's going to be nice and dry. There's not any precipitation anywhere near us, really.
Matt Eckhoff at the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says we'll see rain tomorrow and then temperatures drop Wednesday. Fort Wayne Mayor Sharon Tucker says she's excited about the growth of her city. John Herrick explains why.
Just last week, Fort Wayne selected Kansas City-based Price Brothers Development to serve as a master developer for the North River District project. Fort Wayne Mayor Sharon Tucker tells Inside Indiana Business this is a vision that includes the $60 million North River Fieldhouse, along with residential, retail, and entertainment investment.
We received almost 20 RFQs back from around the world. Great people that were interested in what's going on here at Fort Wayne and wanting to be a part of that.
Tucker says growth can bring new challenges, but she's excited to meet those challenges. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You're paying an average of $2.89 a gallon of gas today, says AAA. That's down 11 cents from last week. Notre Dame heads into the final week of the regular season, playing its best football of the year. Len Clark has more.
The Irish have ripped off 9 straight wins and are averaging more than 7 yards a play while holding opponents to under 5. Quarterback C.J. Carr has thrown 22 touchdowns, while running back Jeremiah Love has topped 1,300 yards on the ground. But the real separator has been the defense. Notre Dame has forced 20 interceptions and turned those takeaways into 62 points, one of the best in the country. The Irish enter the season finale this Saturday at Stanford. Len Clark, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And the Indianapolis International Airport is hosting its annual Holly Jolly Jetway event this Saturday. The free event features Santa going across the tarmac on a fire truck to greet children. You can also check out crafts and a magic show. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:04.
By now, you've heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's a way to claim your unclaimed property from the Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division. It's not a scam. It's not houses, boats, cars, or storage facilities. It isn't free money. So what exactly is it? It's your money. It belongs to you, and it's waiting for you to claim it. It's money from unclaimed wages or commissions, forgotten bank accounts, underlying shares, refunds, insurance proceeds, stock dividends, safe deposit box contents, overpayments, certificates of deposit, money orders, and more. The Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division safeguards those funds while trying to locate and return those funds to the owner or heir. It's your money, you deserve it, and the Attorney General's office wants to make sure you get it. The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Hammer and Nigel to 46220. That's Hammer and Nigel to 46220. Or visit indianaunclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
You've got WIBC traffic at 4:05 with Matt Bear.
Crash cleanup continues downtown, southbound 6570 Washington Street. Right lane closed. Traffic stop and go back to I-70. We continue to be slow after the crash down to the south split. That's construction. Northbound 65 slows. Raymond into the south split because of road construction. Shelbyville westbound 74 before Fairland Road. It is a semi-fire. The fire is out, but the right lane is blocked, and we do have a backup for about 1.5 miles. South side, Indianapolis, eastbound 465 slow from 31 to I-65. And on the east side, southbound 465, stop and go from I-70 down to Brookville Road. Traffic sponsored by ChumbaCasino.com. With over 100 online casino-style games, Chumba Casino is your destination for nonstop entertainment. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 21+. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And now the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
We are tracking the return of rain into our Monday night. Showers turn widespread mainly after midnight with lows in the upper 40s. And then it will be rainy to wake up for our Tuesday before showers turn more spotty into the afternoon hours. Highs on Tuesday will be in the upper 50s before a strong cold front passes through late Tuesday and leads way to decreasing temperatures Wednesday. Wednesday's numbers overall will be down to the upper 30s to low 40s with wind gusts of 30 to 40 miles per hour and potential for a few flurries. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Jake McDaniel on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock.
Hammer and Nigel with the day off today. My name is Casey Daniels. Jim is joining me in the studio, and we've got to talk about it, or do we? It's been talked about for 3.5 months, what? And where are we with the redistricting?
Oh, boy.
It's the same conversation. It's still continuing.
That thing's still going on?
Yeah. So Nikki Kelly, friend of the Kendall and Casey show, who is the editor for the Indiana Capital Chronicle, she put out an op-ed piece, and it says the obvious next step in the redistricting battle is to produce a map. She went on to say lawmakers should release an actual map instead of pressuring legislators to support one they haven't seen. This debate has been going on for 3 months.
I don't know what we're still doing here. I mean, Rod Bray, the president pro temp of the Senate, has come out and said that
they don't have the votes.
Well, not only do they not have the votes, but
they're not going to vote.
They're adjourned until after the first of the year. Mike Braun, the governor, has said that this needed to get done by like October so that they could go through the whole process and have everything done and ready to go for the primaries next year. I don't know what am I missing here? Why are we still talking about this?
Yeah, it's definitely splitting part of the Indiana GOP, and Mike Braun has even said that he wants to compel senators to honor his special session call. Now, Chris Garton, Senator Garton, he did reply to Nikki Kelly's article, and he said, to be clear, there are numerous potential maps floating around, and there have been for months. The only way to have an actual final map for consideration would be to convene for special session and allow the bill to go through the legislative process. So there's no map to vote on. Everybody's been on the website creating their own. But how about an official map? Many times they don't have the final version of the bill, right, until they go to vote on it.
Correct.
But I believe a lot of people are saying, you know what, if you want this so bad, show us what you're aiming for.
Yeah, but here's the problem with that. Once you do that, put yourself in their shoes. Put yourself in the Republicans in the Senate and the House that want this to pass, that want redistricting. As soon as you put out a map, you're committed to it.
Oh, that's a good point.
That's your map, okay?
Mhm.
Whether and if somebody brings up, challenges it either from a court standpoint or from a ideological standpoint, or maybe it's not perfect, you're kind of stuck with it. This is the map that we put out. This is the one we said we're going to go with. And by being ambiguous about this and saying, well, we're not sure, that leaves them open to be able to change things if they want to down the line. But again, I don't know why. It's funny that senators and journalists like Nikki Kelly still having this conversation about redistricting when the Senate has said they're not coming back until after the first of the year. It's Thanksgiving week. Nothing's getting done this week, clearly. Then you're running into holidays and Christmas time. I can't. They have come out and said they need to give their senators at least a couple weeks notice so that they can plan their schedule and travel. That's the first 2 weeks of December, and then we're into Christmas. I don't see any timetable that lines up with them getting this done before General Assembly comes back in January. And everybody said that if you do it in January, it's too late to be enacted by the time the primaries come around in 2026.
So Indy Star has an article written by Kayla Dwyer, and she said that Senator Bray is quietly taking on President Trump. He has been pretty consistent with all of his talk about redistricting. He has said November, beginning of the month, we don't have the votes. He's been very deliberate with what he's saying, and he's saying, we're not coming back to this. He hasn't flip-flopped like we have seen some of our other reps do throughout this process.
Certainly, yeah. Look, the Trump and J.D. Vance pressure has certainly worked to some degree. It's gotten some members of the House and the Senate to kind of change their position on it or go from a, I don't know, to a, okay, yeah, I guess so. But Bray's been the one that has been steadfast in all of this. He doesn't want anything to do with it, doesn't have the votes, isn't coming back into session until after the first of the year.
Okay, so Governor Mike Braun, he condemned the surge of threats and harassment against the Indiana lawmaker, saying he and his family have actually been targeted. He said the Indiana State Police and other agencies have worked around the clock to protect lawmakers and investigate multiple credible threats against them. And he said that if you're threatening violence against an elected official, you will be brought to justice. And just today, the Indiana State GOP and the Dem Party chairs, they released a joint statement on the recent swatting and the threats. And they said threats of political violence and intimidation on elected officials has no place in Indiana. As chairs of the Indiana Republican and Democratic parties, we condemn the recent attempted swatting attacks against them. And they go on to say that the elected officials are dedicated public servants and they're thankful for their safety and the work with local law enforcement to keep everybody safe. There was an additional person who has said that they have received threats, and that was Nick Roberts from the Indianapolis Council. He said he became the latest victim of SWAT and bomb threats.
Expanding beyond the state lawmakers to city lawmakers. I think all reasonable people can agree that this is, something we don't want. We don't want these threats. We don't want this swatting. And for the people that are kind of executing this, I can't imagine that they view this as being very effective. I mean, no lawmaker is going to change their vote.
More than anything, it might make them dig in more.
Exactly. If that's something that happens to me, I'm going to want to dig in and be even more resolute. So it doesn't seem to be a reasonable tactic on any level. And there are examples in other states where swatting has cost people their lives. I mean, there's been two examples. One guy ended up dying of a heart attack because he was so shocked that this, cops came bursting into their house. And then there was another where the homeowner ended up getting shot by the police, and he was totally innocent in the entire process. So there are very potentially dangerous consequences and ramifications from this swatting, and I'd love to see everybody coming out against it. It seems silly that it keeps happening. I'm going to assume that this is kind of copycat swatting at this point, and hopefully it'll all be over soon.
So Texas is going to resume using their 25 congressional map. This after the Supreme Court granted a pause on the lower court ruling. So they were redistricting, and then the court said, nope, sorry, got to go back to the 21 maps. And now the Supreme Court is saying, no, okay, you can use the 25 map.
And I think what's important to this, the Supreme Court has said you can use the 25 map for now.
For now.
So again, and this is what's been happening across the country ever since Trump came into office, is you have these lower courts that say, nope, you can't do that. And they take it to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court says, okay, you can do that for now until your case works its way through the system and it can be heard and have its full judicial review.
Something else that was reported is that DOJ has dissolved. with months left on their mandate. But some other people are saying, no, they're still operating through decentralized leadership across multiple offices. They're continuing to terminate billions in contracts despite the false claims that it's gone.
And shame on me. I thought Doge disappeared when Elon left. I didn't even realize that it was still around until I saw this report come across last night, and they're like, hey, Doge is going away. I was like, what? I thought it kind of went away when Elon went away, but apparently
we don't need
not.
it to go away. A once-in-a-lifetime audit, seeking out waste, fraud, and abuse. Yeah, we need that.
Right, exactly. Even if, they're the value of what they've been able to cut and save the government, okay, it's maybe not as much as what they thought it was going to be. Still need some group of people that are in there fighting for this, bringing attention to waste, fraud, and abuse, and highlighting that so that we can all see it. So, yeah, obviously I want Doge to stick around, and hopefully those reports of it disbanding are erroneous.
Untrue, yes. You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show. Is This Anything is on the way, but first, let's get an update from Matt Bear.
Yeah, Casey, looking at southbound 6570 downtown. Crash cleanup at Washington Street. Right lane is closed and traffic is backed up to the north split. Inbound 65, stop and go 21st to Meridian. Eastbound 70 slows at west to Meridian. South side northbound 65 slow from Raymond Street up to the south split. That is construction. Also, crash. This is Southport Road at Franklin Road on the southeast side and Shelby County westbound 74 approaching Fairland Road as a semi-fire blocking the right lane. The fire is out. We have a slow moving traffic jam of about 2 miles before Fairland Road. Traffic sponsored by Macy's Backstage. Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find so many holiday essentials all for under $25. Don't wait to find a location at macy'sbackstage.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
It is cloudy and 52 now in the American Standard Heating Weather Center on 93 WIBC.
Giant list of reasons why I trust Window Nation. They did such an awesome job replacing the windows in the front of my house. My old, drafty, cracked windows. Came in within a day, put in some new windows, left my house cleaner than before the install. Recently ranked highest on Forbes' list of best window installation companies. So you know you can trust Window Nation for high-quality, affordable windows.
They have an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. They have got over 45,000 five-star reviews, and they've came out to my house. I trust Window Nation. You can trust Window Nation. They are the best in the business, but you need to hurry. The sale ends soon. 50% off all window styles and 0 interest financing for 5 years. Schedule a fast and free estimate right now at windownation.com. windownation.com.
Do you spend half your day walking or standing while working? If you have foot, knee, or low back pain, the Good Feet store wants to help you like we helped Tony.
Pain that I experience the most is foot pain from being on my feet all day. You're having to kind of talk to yourself through the whole shift, like, I got this, I can do this. Before, I felt defeated, and now it's like, all right, let's go. I'm ready. A whole new life, like sunshine coming on.
And here's Dennis.
Working at an amusement park, it's always on your feet. I just couldn't take it. I just couldn't believe that putting these arch supports in made that much of a difference that quickly. Good Feet just took that pain away, and I could do my job, and I could take care of my family. I know what my tomorrow is going to be. It's going to be positive, and it's going to be pain-free.
You deserve a better life, too. Stop into the Good Feet store today. We're located in Castleton by the Fashion Mall or in Greenwood, just off the 65.
Thanks to the Good Feet store. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Stuck in a job that just isn't getting it done? Maybe it's time to go for IT. Whether you're just starting out, switching careers, or a military veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you launch a rewarding career in IT in months. No prior experience needed. Why spend years getting a traditional degree when your future in IT can start right now? Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Your most powerful upgrade? Your career. Go for it. Go for IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Struggling with chronic joint pain? Don't want risky surgery or endless pills? QC Kinetics is your answer. Our non-invasive treatment stimulates your body's own biologics and has a fantastic success rate without lengthy recovery or harmful medications. Ready to live your life pain-free? Go to qckinetics.com/Indianapolis or call 317-559-PAIN and get a no-obligation consultation. Whether it's stem cell, PRP, or a number of other revolutionary therapies, QC Kinetics should be the last call you make. Call 317-559-PAIN.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Do you remember what was happening in America? Families struggling, billions in wasteful spending. But Senator Todd Young fought back. He voted for working family tax cuts, and Senator Young voted to crack down on waste, fraud, and abuse, saving taxpayers billions. So call Senator Todd Young at 202-224-5623 and thank him for supporting the Working Families Tax Cut, paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
Planning for retirement? It's a little like marriage. We have no idea what we're getting into. Tune in to Fire Your Financial Advisor, Sunday mornings at 7 on WIBC.
This hour powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's full-service jewelry store.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Is This Anything brought to you by the Attorney General's Office here in Indiana. The Attorney General's Office reunites Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every single week. Fast, easy, and free to search at indianaunclaimed.gov. Okay, is this anything? Candidate for California's governor, Eric Farton Swalwell, says Americans should be able to vote by phone.
Oh, boy.
I want us to be able to vote by phone. I think every Californian
Vote by phone.
Vote by phone. Yeah, if we can do our taxes, do our make our healthcare appointments, make essentially do your banking online, you should be able to vote by phone.
What could go wrong here?
There's nothing. No, let me answer the question pretty quickly here. No, this is not anything. Absolutely not. Can you imagine the disaster that vote by phone would be?
Can you imagine the data farms that would be springing up? I just see a wall of phones hooked up into this system.
Right. Everybody talks about election security, and we're already concerned that some of the, ballot readers are connected to the internet. I got a text today from a Nigerian prince that said he'd send me $10 million if I sent him $10,000. Can you imagine the kind of scams that would be taking place that you would get via text message and phone calls if all of a sudden all of our elections were done by phone? What a terrible... I mean, there's been a lot of bad ideas, especially coming out of Eric Swalwell lately. This is the worst. Congratulate. You did it. You worked hard at it. You threw out a ton of terrible ideas, but you came up with the worst idea ever.
You're the winner. Press 1 for
Good
Republican. Press 2 for Democrat. Why don't you just tell me who you want to vote for? I can't even imagine it. Of course, you've got Elon Musk now telling all of his followers, 229 million of them, that Congress has to pass voter ID, paper ballots, same-day voting, and proof of citizenship, election integrity, now front and center. And this joker saying he wants to vote by phone.
And that's where the culture has been going. It's been going toward more secure elections, just like all the things Elon Musk you rattled off that Elon Musk said. And this guy, who, by the way, is running for governor of California and is a front runner for it, swings it back the other way and is like, let's just vote by phone. How about we just turn your ballot into a paper airplane? You can chuck it off a building into a hat, and that's how we vote.
Do you think he got this idea from Fang Fang? By the way, who do you think is a worse candidate, Katie Porter Porter for governor in California or Eric Swalwell?
Yeah, so these are the two front runners.
Yes, what you got?
Gavin Newsom, term limited out. He cannot run for governor. So now you've got Eric Swalwell,
Mm-hmm.
who was on the Intelligence Committee, is that right? At the same time that he was nailing a Chinese spy, Fang Fang.
Right.
He also farts on live television. We had that. You guys had that conversation last week. So that's Eric Swalwell. And he wants people to vote by phone. And then you've got Katie Porter. She's the woman that, went viral in the last month or so because she was verbally abusing her staff on camera. She's also been reported to have dumped hot mashed potatoes on her husband's head just because he was being annoying.
Yeah.
She's got a record of just being a god-awful, terrible human being, terrible to her employees and her staff. Those are your best options for California. Good luck, Golden State.
That's your choice. And when it comes to Eric Swalwell and his brilliant idea about voting by phone, now the whole world could vote in our election.
Right, exactly. We found out that was the big story.
Nothing could go wrong
Big
here.
story over the weekend was that Twitter, you can identify where people registered their account on Twitter.
Correct.
And it turns out that there's a ton of really big popular accounts that are in Africa and in Europe and in
Nigeria,
Russia and
sure.
all these other places, but they were claiming to be Americans and living in America and voting for America. Let's take that sort of platform and turn it into the way that we vote for our politicians.
Did you check yours to make sure that yours said United States?
I did. I checked. Yes, I did. And my Twitter account does say that I am registered in the United States. It was one of the first things I did. In fact, everybody, it seemed like on Twitter, that's what everybody was talking about over the weekend.
checking their accounts. My date joined was February of 2013, account based in the United States, verified since March of 2023. I did have one username change because it used to be Casey Daniels 574 when we lived in South Bend.
Right.
Now it's Casey Daniels 317 on X.
I had your username change is a much more interesting story than mine. I had a username change because when I created my account, I had fat fingers and accidentally typed the wrong thing. Seriously. And so the day I created
That's the lamest reason
I
ever.
told you had a great one. I had a terrible one. I had fat fingers, and what I wanted to be my username, I mistyped. And so as soon as I created the account, I immediately, the exact same day, had to do a username change on it. So that pretty much tells you everything you need to know about the two of us.
All right, one more story. Is this anything? Major League Baseball announcing new media rights deals with NBC, ESPN, and Netflix. So NBC is going to take over ESPN's Sunday Night Baseball package starting in 2026. ESPN opted out of the Sunday Night Baseball, previously paying $550 million annually.
This is definitely something. Baseball is having a moment. Baseball has been in decline from a rating standpoint, primarily, been from a cultural standpoint for decades. But they just come off a spectacular World Series, a great Game 7 with the Dodgers and the Blue Jays, and the Dodgers win it. Huge ratings numbers. It was wonderful and fantastic. And they canceled their deal with Major League Baseball, who's paying with ESPN, that was paying $500 million for it. Now that they're slicing and dicing it up between Netflix and Amazon and Apple and ESPN, they're going to make way more than what they were making before.
Yeah, but doesn't that make it tougher for the viewer
to
determine where's the game?
This is a problem, and it's going to have to be addressed by all of the major sports leagues because they are splitting their product up against all these broadcast services, what traditionally cable, which you would call ESPN and TNT, and now you've got them on streaming services. This is becoming a significant problem because if I'm a fan of NBA or Major League Baseball, I have no idea where the game is taking place. Like last night. Wanted to watch the football game. It was on NBC. That's where Sunday Night Football is on. Tonight, Monday Night Football on ESPN. Thursday Night Football is always on Amazon Prime. Black Friday, the NFL is playing on Black Friday. That game on Netflix. I mean, but this is going to become the norm, and is the norm for all the major sports leagues right now. And as a fan, finding your team's game or just finding where your sport is playing is becoming
to seek it out.
Hard. It becomes harder and harder, and there are going to be some fans that aren't real big fans. They're just going to be like, I can't find a game. Forget it. I'm going to watch Survivor instead. I know where that's at.
It's on CBS still.
Yeah,
Wednesday nights.
but I mean, there is going to be a fan fatigue that is going to get worse and worse because you have no idea which platform, which channel, which cable channel the game is on tonight.
Yeah, the MLB strategy is that the new deals expand their reach via the streaming and broadcast platforms, but it also sets the stage for larger TV rights renegotiation again in 2028. Okay, one more thing. I lied. I said we were going to do one more
That's
story.
all right. We got time.
We got time for
can
one
do
more.
3. It's all good.
Yeah. Is this anything? Jelly Roll has shaved off his beard for the first time in 10 years. Now,
Oof.
do you know who Jelly Roll is?
A country star, yeah.
He sings this song.
I know I can't be the only one.
Yeah.
Who's holding on for dear life?
Very popular.
So he did a big Instagram reveal of him beardless. He's also been on a weight loss journey. It's been a journey.
My journey straight to Wegovy.
He's dropped nearly 200 pounds. So he shaved the beard. He's lost a bunch of weight. What's next? Is he going to get laser removal of his tattoos? Can he really go by the name Jelly Roll if he's clean cut and trimmed down?
Right. Fat guy with a beard, Jelly Roll, makes sense.
Sure.
Skinny dude, clean shaven, Jelly Roll, not so much.
Not so much.
Harder to push there, yeah.
What is he, Diet Jelly Roll?
He's Diet Jelly Roll. That's actually pretty good, yeah.
GLP-1 Jelly Roll?
Jelly Roll Light.
He says that now he's focusing on healthy eating, exercise, and emotional check-ins.
Good for him. Getting his life together. He's a big superstar, a millionaire now. Jelly Roll.
So the Treasury Secretary tells you where you should live if you want to be successful in this economy. And we're going to get to that coming up from 93 WIBC.
Potential cannot be measured, and it can't be taken away from you either. You never know how strong you are, how capable, and how amazing you really are until you face a challenge. Our Franciscan Health orthopedic teams guide the steps you take to overcome life's hurdles. Be ready for the high fives, the constant encouragement and care plans designed for only you that help you realize your extraordinary potential. Learn more at franciscanhealth.org/orthocare.
It's the season of giving, so why not give yourself something that lasts? Now through December 15th, Financial Center is offering mortgage and refinance rates as low as 5.50% or 5.9% APR, helping you save more for years to come. Financial Center makes things easy with local experts and options for every homeowner. Start now at fcfcu.com/mortgage. That's fcfcu.com/mortgage. Subject to underwriting guidelines. Not all will qualify. Equal opportunity lender. See website for terms and conditions and MLS number 509724.
Woke radical liberals are screwing up this country, but Senator Jim Banks is fighting back. He backed one big, beautiful tax cut for working families, ending Social Security taxes for nearly all seniors, and taxes on tips and overtime gone. So call Senator Jim Banks at 202-224-4814 and thank him for backing working family tax cuts and putting America first. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
If you're experiencing a hardship and need to quickly sell your home, we may be able to help.
I'm excited to start the new chapter of my life. I'm going to be moving 2 states away to be with my husband. Simple Quarters did not drag anything out. Simple Quarters wanted to get this done as quickly as I did, which was fantastic. I had the offer, I believe, within 2 hours of them coming through and doing the walkthrough. It just couldn't have worked out better. It really couldn't have.
Call Simple Quarters 317-900-HOME.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Central Indiana will get a brief splash of rain tomorrow. It's cloudy now and 53 degrees in downtown Indy. I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending at 4:33. That'll happen before a sharp cold front drops the season's chilliest air.
By Wednesday morning, we're going to have winds out of the northwest, and temperatures going to be dropping into the 20s and 30s for highs. And then Thanksgiving Day, it does look like we're going to be fairly cold.
Matt Eckhoff at the National Weather Service says Thanksgiving should be cold but dry with just a small small chance of rain or snow creeping back in Friday night into Saturday. A record number of people are traveling by plane this Thanksgiving. That's what Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says.
Duffy says 73 million Americans are traveling by car somewhere. 1.2 million of us are traveling by rail.
This week there'll be 31 million passengers flying by air.
Duffy said the air traffic controllers and technicians who worked during the shutdown are getting up to $10,000 bonuses. FAA Administrator Brian Bedford said after the shutdown, morale is good.
We're past the lapse. Controllers are back at work. They're excited to be back on the job.
Duffy also asked lawmakers for more money to upgrade the air traffic control system, saying that while the big beautiful bill did add funds, a lot more is needed.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal reporting. If you need to get gas in Indiana today, the average price is $2.89 a gallon, says Gas Buddy. Jimmy Cliff, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, has died today. His family said he died after a seizure and pneumonia, and he was known for hits like The Harder They Come. Cliff was 81. And the Purdue Boilermakers will host the Indiana Hoosiers this Friday. In the battle for the old Oaken Bucket, Purdue is 2-9, while Indiana is 11-0. But today, Purdue head coach Barry Odom says the game means a lot to so many people.
So whether you've been here 5 months, like a number of our players, or 5 years, it's something that we've spent time on this week on understanding our opponent and the importance of how we go play and represent something so much bigger than ourselves.
Kickoff Friday evening is set for a little after 7:30. With your WIBC closing bell report, the Dow finished the day up 202 points to 46,448. The S&P 500 rose 102 points to 6705. The NASDAQ gained 598 points to 22,872. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute. It's 4:35.
Black Friday deals are happening all month long at Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. You can lease a new Ford Escape or a Bronco Sport for just $339 a month. Plus, you could save over $13,000 on a new Ford F-150. You always get more with Andy Moore's Get More Guarantee. More savings, more selection, and more for your trade. Buy your vehicle 100% online. It is so easy to do at AndyMooreFord.com, and Andy Moore will deliver it right to your door. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield is the place for your car, truck, and SUV. And if you've got a business, Andy Moore Ford is the place for your commercial vehicle. Not only to get your new medium to heavy-duty F-Series trucks, but their service bays can handle vehicles up to 35,000 pounds. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield for all the Black Friday deals. Check them out, 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield, or online at Andy Moore Ford. That's Andy Moore, M-O-H-R.
I love Andy.
AndyMooreFord.com.
Traffic at 4:36. What do you have, Matt Bear?
Right now, crash cleanup continuing on southbound 6570 downtown. This is at Washington Street. And right now we see the right lane block traffic stop and go back to the north split. After that, we're still going to be slowed down to the south split. That's a construction zone. Eastbound 70 stop and go from Harding into the south split. And inbound 65 delayed 2 minutes from 21st to Meridian. East side southbound 465 slow from 70 to 74. Hamilton County northbound 69 stop and go traffic from Campus Parkway to Cynthia Road. Inbound 69 slows 96th Street down to 82nd. Coming in from Shelbyville to Indianapolis, westbound 74 before Fairland Road. That's a semi-fire that's out. Right lane block. Traffic is jammed for a couple of miles. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. Shopping online might be easy, but it doesn't feel like Christmas. So trade your scrolling for strolling. At Sullivan Hardware and Garden in Allisonville, Home and Garden by Sullivan. Soak in the season among holiday decor, gifts, live trees, and more at Sullivan's, where Christmas comes to life. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Rain will return into tonight with showers turning widespread mainly after midnight, lows in the upper 40s. Tuesday, showers turn more spotty into the afternoon hours with highs in the upper 50s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Jake McDaniel on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hammer and Nigel both have the day off today. My name is Casey Daniels. Jim is joining me in the studio. The Dude, Casey and the Dude. So the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, said the U.S. is not at risk of a recession in 2026. You know, things are going swimmingly.
Gutsy call by Bessent there. No recession in 2026?
No recession.
Okay.
He expects that we will benefit from the Trump administration policies on trade, taxes, and health care, although... And we're going to get to it later. Donald Trump was supposed to come out with some announcement on healthcare and insurance, but then I just saw somebody say, nope, he's not doing that today.
Yeah,
he was gonna, but now he's not.
This is all breaking news because it started this morning that he was going to have this big press conference talk about lowering healthcare costs for Americans, and then literally moments ago they scrapped it all. So apparently a hitch in the wagon there with Trump's plans for today.
But the Treasury Secretary, he says big refunds are coming next year.
I am very confident about 2026 because what we are going to see is the president's done peace deals, tax deals, and trade deals, the one big beautiful bill. And to go back to affordability, affordability has two components. So it's price of goods and real incomes. So under the one big beautiful bill, especially for working Americans, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security, auto deductibility and loans for American cars. That's all kicking in. Americans have not changed their withholding, so we're going to see substantial refunds to working families in the first quarter of 2026. Americans will change their withholding, and they will get an increase in real income. The trade deals that we've done, I was just at my hometown, Charleston, South Carolina. Boeing is expanding their Dreamliner plant, 1,000 new jobs, and I think we're going to see these plant openings every week. I am very, very optimistic on 2026. We have set the table for a very strong, non-inflationary growth economy.
It's good that he's confident. At least somebody is. I'm sure
that makes one.
I'm sure those people who worked at the meatpacking plant in Nebraska aren't feeling so good about things right now.
Well, and I'm kind of getting sick of this administration kind of dangling all of these refunds
Just be
over
patient.
Yeah, I remember when we were talking about tariffs, Trump was like, "Oh, maybe we'll send every American family $2,000 check from all the money we're making from these tariffs." I don't know. I didn't check the mail today, but I haven't seen a check. Did you see a check in the mailbox?
No.
No. Okay, and then
I did not.
Trump was going to come out today and talk about how he was going to send, again, $2,000 to every American to manage their health care costs. And then that press conference and concept was canceled at the last minute. And now Scott Bessett's talking about how, hey, everybody's going to get big refunds next year. We're going to get big. There's been a lot of talk about a lot of money showing up in my pocket from the IRS, and I still do not have any money in my pocket from the IRS.
So you feel like quoting Elvis Presley right now. A little less talk, a lot more action.
I like that.
Yeah.
Very nice. I just don't believe it when they say it because they keep saying all of these things and none of it ever happens. So when you say that you're going to have a big refund next year for American families, I don't believe it. When you say that there's not going to be a recession in 2026, I don't believe you.
So Business Insider says that there are some sectors that are already in a recession. Housing, for one, commercial real estate. You've got restaurants as casual dining is slowing down, and they've got thinner margins and declining productivity. Government, state and local governments facing some pressure, and also freight, mining, logging, logistics, higher education for sure. And so the labor market dynamics are a little dicey still right now.
It seems like a lot of industries that aren't doing well. You just rattled off like 15 or 20 there. Here's kind of the dirty secret about the American economy right now. For the most part, it is being propped up by massive investments in AI technology.
AI, sure.
Massive investments in AI technology. The top 7
chip manufacturing.
The top 7 businesses in the S&P 500 have accounted for over 60% of the gains this year. So you've got these handful of companies, most of them throwing tons and tons of money into AI. Most of the rest of the industries in the country are kind of treading water at best, if not declining. If it turns out, and I know AI very controversial, a lot of people don't like it. If AI doesn't pan out to be what we think it's going to be,
we're in some trouble.
The economy's in trouble. So
Yeah.
at least on some level, all of us should be rooting for at least the business aspect of AI to take off and function like everybody thinks it's going to.
Okay, so I know this is coming from NBC News, so take it with a grain of salt.
Noted.
I have to say that.
I appreciate that.
Take it with a grain of salt.
Yes, ma'am.
About 2/3 of registered voters say the Trump administration has fallen short on the economy and the cost of living. And really, all you have to do is look at your wallet or your credit card when you go to the grocery store.
I think that's probably pretty darn close to being accurate.
Mm-hmm.
I think for most people, and somebody who voted for Trump, and I speak honestly about Trump. I'm not a Trump sycophant and a Trump fanboy that's going to support him whatever he's done. I'm going to call him out when he does well, and I'm going to call him out when he does poorly. Hasn't done much on the economy. Has he done great on the border? Outstanding. A+ on the border. Has he done really, really well in foreign policy? Yeah, probably an A- on foreign policy. And if he can pull off some sort of peace negotiation between Russia and Ukraine, that immediately goes to an A+. But really, he has not done much on the economy. Inflation is still tough. The cost of living is still tough. Just getting by for the average American is very, very difficult right now, and nothing really has been accomplished or made better from that aspect.
Well, in the CR, all it did was pass Biden-level spending. So the Treasury Secretary, he said that if you just really want to save money, all you have to do is move.
The one thing that we're not going to do is do what the Biden administration did and tell the American people they don't know how they feel. They are traumatized, and over the Biden inflation, we have slowed inflation, and we are working very hard to bring it down. Kristen, I can tell you that the Council on Economic Advisors has a study. You know the best way to bring your inflation rate down? Move from a blue state to a red state. Blue state inflation is 0.5% higher, and that is because they don't deregulate, they keep prices up, energy is higher.
So all you have to do is pack up your entire life, get a new job, pay for the cost of moving,
say goodbye to your friends and family,
reestablish yourself someplace else, and you'll be good. No big deal. Oh, but hey, no. Don't bring those blue voters to the red state.
Yeah, I can see.
I don't want that either.
That was the first thing I thought. I'm like, I don't want a bunch of people from California or Illinois especially moving to Indiana and bringing their voting patterns along with them.
Right. No thanks. Not going to do that. Okay, we've got to share one of the rudest Thanksgiving guests ever that was at our house one year.
Oh, we had a rude guest at Thanksgiving?
Yes, we did.
Oh,
I'll remind you.
Okay.
I'll remind you about it coming
This should
up.
be good.
Yeah. It's the Hammer and Nigel show. It's 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel here. I've had previous experience with weight loss injections, and they worked, but the provider was very impersonal. With Premier Weight Loss, it's a totally different experience, Hammer. Their offices are professional and relaxing and impressive. It's not a compound product. It's true medical guidance, not just a telehealth chat request. And by the way, Hammer, the price of this most popular option is $350 per month.
Everybody's journey is different. I lost 50 pounds on my own, but then I hit a plateau and I couldn't lose anymore. And that's when I reached out for help. And Premier Weight Loss, they customized a plan specifically for me. And they got two different locations. There's one at 96th and Meridian. There's one off 106th and 69. Please stop by pwlnd.com. pwlnd.com. And I'm telling you, you're going to feel so much better. Make sure you tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Hey, Black Friday's come early to Tom Roush Lincoln with our $999 deal. $9,000 off a new Lincoln Corsair, $9,000 off a new Lincoln Nautilus, or $9,000 off a new Lincoln Aviator. Your choice of any of these great luxury cars, $9,000 off. So get those Black Friday deals all month long at Tom Roush Lincoln.
Corsair stock number L25277, MSRP 5220. Nautilus stock number L25270, MSRP 57235. Aviator stock number L25246, MSRP 65165. See dealer for complete offer details.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $150 into something bigger when you bet on money line, spread, totals, player props.
$150 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Indiana. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Hellsberg gifts checked off the list. Now, time for wrapping. Earrings for mom. a gold bracelet to match the rings Danielle wears every day. And for Dad, a new watch, because we all know he needs one. All right, this is going to be a good one.
Our favorite things for your favorite people. Shop our Black Friday event for up to 65% off in-store or at Hellsberg.com.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, is it true?
What's that?
Tire Discounters is offering up to $200 off sets of Goodyear tires?
Absolutely.
Plus free alignment and a full synthetic oil change?
You got it.
I'm not one to exaggerate, but that may be the best deal in the history of the world.
But free would be better.
Mike, don't toy with me.
Through the holidays, every day we're open, someone will get their money back on 4 tires.
But I...
Just breathe, Phantom. Breathe.
No purchase necessary. Ends 12/31/25. Visit website for details.
Listen, were you forced into getting a solar contract and now you just don't want it anymore? Maybe the solar company misled you. Or is your solar contract buried with hidden fees? Are you not saving the amount of money you thought you would on your energy costs? Don't worry. At the Solar Exit Hotline, we can help you cancel your solar contract, even if the panels are already installed. Our experienced legal team will review your contract and help you cancel it, possibly saving you thousands of dollars. You got to call right now for complete details. So listen, if you're not happy with your solar contract for any reason, we are here to help you cancel it. Call the Solar Exit Hotline now for immediate options to help you exit your solar contract. This call is 100% free.
800-798-9512. 800-798-9512. 800-798-9512. That's 800-798-9512.
See the diamonds at Pierce Jewelers. Diamond earrings, diamond pendants, diamond rings, and diamond bracelets. They shop the world to bring you the best. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Shopping online might be easy, but it doesn't feel like Christmas. Trade your scrolling for strolling. Bring your family and make it part of your tradition. Sullivan's, where Christmas comes to life.
Head online to the contest page at WIBC.com and enter for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra Thursday, December 4th in Cambridge Fieldhouse.
Here's Matt Bear with traffic.
What's up, Casey? Looking at southbound 6570 jam, north split to the south split because of construction and an earlier crash. At that inbound 65, 2-minute delay 21st to Meridian. South side, northbound 65, slow off Raymond into the south split. It's construction. Eastbound 73-minute delay Harding into the south split. Inbound 69, stop and go before 96 down to 465. And a slowdown in northern Hamilton County. This is northbound 69, slow from Campus Parkway up to Cynthia Ann Road. Crash south side, Troy Avenue west of Keystone and westbound 74 Shelby County. This is before Fairland Road. A semi-fire that is now out, right lane blocked and traffic backed up for a couple of miles. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. Shopping online might be easy, but it doesn't feel like Christmas. So trade your scrolling for strolling. At Sullivan Hardware and Garden at Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan. Soak in the season among holiday decor, gifts, live trees, and more at Sullivan's, where Christmas comes to life. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
It is cloudy and 52 in the American Standard Heating Weather Center on 93 WIBC.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Thanksgiving travel expected to be busy this year. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said that you should wear a pair of jeans and a decent shirt if you're going to fly, and try to encourage people to be better. Behave a little better if you're dressed nicer.
Oh,
He
is that
said,
what-
let's not
okay.
wear slippers and pajamas as we come
Okay.
to the airport this year.
I thought he was like my mom. Bring a jacket if you're traveling because it could get cold. No, he's talking about dressing like a normal human being and not an adult child with your, Cookie Monster pajama pants and your slippers at the airport. No, agree with Sean
Right.
Duffy on that. Agree.
So 82 million people expected to travel at least 50 miles from home. You've got, 6 million people flying, and the rest are going to drive.
6 million people flying, 73 million people driving.
Wow.
That's that leaves about 3 million people unaccounted for. I guess that's buses and trains and
Scooters.
bicycles and donkeys and whatever other
However
way
else
you're getting to
gonna get
grandma's
there.
house for Thanksgiving.
Over the river and through the woods. So how would you get kicked out of a Thanksgiving meal. One is by bringing political drama.
Sure.
Second is making fun of dog hair in the house. Also commenting negatively on food or giving cooking tips. And finally, refusing alcohol, making it a dry Thanksgiving. People apparently don't like that.
If you're hosting and saying no alcohol,
that's not a good thing. So we had a really, really rude guest one year. We have to tell this story. So it was the night before Thanksgiving, that's got a nickname, doesn't it?
It's where everybody goes out to the
Blackout
bars.
Wednesday.
Blackout Wednesday. That's where the young kids come home from college and go to the bars and meet their high school
So
friends.
we were actually going out to dinner. We were meeting some friends out to dinner, and on our way to the restaurant, got into a really, really bad accident.
Which, by the way, was not our fault.
No, some guy crossed the middle line and just rammed right into us, spun us around. We ended up hitting a tree. Back end of the vehicle completely smashed into this day. I still thank our lucky stars that our daughter was not in the back seat. Totaled the car.
Yeah, the car, and this was a big SUV. I mean, this was a big car that we were driving, and it was absolutely destroyed.
Ambulance came, took me to the hospital. I was completely banged up on the right side of my body. Major, I think they called them contusions.
Yeah, you know it's bad when you get a contusion.
Major bruises.
Yeah.
It was, and they gave us some medication to make us feel better. And
they gave that to me. I got more of it because it re-aggravated a neck injury that I had. So they sent me home with a big bottle of painkillers.
So the next day we were hosting Thanksgiving, and it was Friendsgiving, and we probably had about 15 people.
Yeah, friends of ours from the neighborhood and that sort of stuff that came over.
One of their moms was with them. And we said, bring her too, whatever, the more the merrier. So keep in mind, we had just gotten in this horrible accident the night before. Forgot to make the gravy.
And it was an issue to the mom.
It was an issue. She could not believe we forgot the gravy. Rude.
Next time you stay at home, girl.
Next time you make your own Thanksgiving dinner. Don't bring that to my house. It is the Hammer and Nigel Show. It's 93 WIBC.
Hi, I'm Andy, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a product development manager, I make sure every piece of fine jewelry at Shane Company is meticulously designed for quality. From 14-karat gold chains, pearl necklaces, diamond studs, and of course, dream engagement rings. We know you can get your holiday gifts anywhere these days, but knowing your loved one's gift was crafted by master jewelers? It's a difference everyone can see and feel, no matter the price. All of our fine jewelry begins with a vision by our in-house designers. Then, we ensure each piece meets our high-quality standards every step of the way, including the smallest details. It's why our jewelry comes with our all-inclusive, free lifetime warranty that covers everything and doesn't cost a dime. At Shane Company, there's no shortcuts, just craftsmanship. Because a friend wants your fine jewelry to be nothing short of perfect. Come see for yourself. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Are you ready to put joint pain behind you and get to a place where persistent pain doesn't control your life? The dedicated orthopedic experts at Community Health Network are here to turn those goals into a reality. With personalized treatment options that include robotic-assisted surgery, we'll help you feel your best so you can get back to enjoying your hobbies again. Learn more about your care options at ecommunity.com/ortho. Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered.
Press 1 for balances. Press 2 for deposits. Press 3 to scream into the void.
We get it. These days, it's all phone menus and chatbots. But business banking doesn't have to be that way. Bank with Horizon and discover the power of real AI, advisor intelligence. Real people who answer calls, know your business, and go above and beyond to help you succeed. Get started today at horizonbank.com/businessai. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
Hey, this is Malia. We often get asked when is the best time to buy, and the answer is today, not tomorrow. With rising utility costs, rising product costs, and missed opportunity costs, which you could be saving with a high-efficiency system. Give us a call today to schedule your free in-depth estimate, 317-577-8077.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Do you remember what was happening in America? Families struggling, billions in wasteful spending. But Senator Todd Young fought back. He voted for working family tax cuts, and Senator Young voted to crack down on waste, fraud, and abuse, saving taxpayers billions. So call Senator Todd Young at 202-224-5623 and thank him for supporting the Working Families Tax Cut. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
Pat Sullivan here. Fire emergency? I've had one. If you do, call Michaelis. Owner Richard Michaelis explains why.
Michaelis is local and family owned. 39 years of experience with 24/7, 365 response. The Michaelis Corporation is IICRC certified, restoring your home or business to pre-loss condition or better.
And Michaelis helps you through the insurance process, giving you peace of mind. Water, storms, fire, and mold. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIX-INDY.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, how the weather will roll out in the coming days across the state. A high school student sentencing was today, and you'll hear how long that is. And what could have been a routine traffic stop quickly escalated. Those stories next after Fox News. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis, and it is now 5 o'clock.
The president remains optimistic. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. That bottom line from the White House on the proposed Ukraine peace plan, which some in Congress and in Europe say is too favorable to Russia. But spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt tells Fox the president remains hopeful a deal can be struck.
And I think he deserves a great amount of credit for the extensive amount of time and energy he has put into solving this war. He wants to see the killing end. He wants this war to end.
She says weekend talks in Geneva, including Secretary of State Rubio, were able to fine-tune remaining issues. Ukraine's president just saying in his nightly video address that many correct elements are now in the framework, but that he plans to discuss sensitive issues with President Trump. Former FBI Director James Comey says a federal judge's ruling tossing out the criminal case against him sends a message. A president can't use the Justice Department to target political enemies.
I'm innocent. I am not afraid. And I believe in an independent federal judiciary. The gift from our founders that protects us from a would-be tyrant.
The White House says the ruling will be appealed and that the administration disagrees with the judge's finding that the interim U.S. attorney who brought the case was not legally appointed. The judge using that same basis to toss out a mortgage fraud case against New York Attorney General Letitia James. Comey was accused of lying to Congress. Arizona Senator Mark Kelly facing a Pentagon investigation over misconduct allegations. The former Navy captain, one of several lawmakers in a recent video, telling service members to refuse illegal orders.
Kelly has issued a statement referencing his multiple combat missions, his time as an astronaut, as well as the fact that his wife, former Congresswoman Gabby Giffords, survived a gunshot wound to the head. He said intimidating him won't work, and he won't be silenced by, as he puts it, bullies who care more about their own power than protecting the Constitution.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. The White House says there have been no illegal orders. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
How the weather will roll out across the state. You've got a cloudy sky for now and 52 degrees in the Circle City. The low tonight is 48. I'm Jake McDaniel for Guardian Wells Financial. Here's what's trending at 5:02. Some holiday shoppers could see snowflakes on Black Friday. Ryan Hedrick explains.
After midweek highs stay in the 20s and 30s, another weather system moves in Friday night.
We have a slight chance of precipitation Friday night into Saturday, and it does look like it's going to start off as snow.
Forecaster Matt Eckhoff, National Weather Service, Indianapolis.
And then it should, in theory, change to rain.
Eckhoff says, speaking of rain, we'll start out that way Tuesday, but it will dry out Tuesday afternoon. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A transgender Indiana high school student who admitted to plotting a Valentine's Day mass shooting was sentenced today to 12 years in prison and 5 years of probation. Trinity Shockley, who identifies as a transgender male and goes by Jamie or Dex, was originally charged with multiple counts, including intimidation, to commit terrorism. An Indianapolis lab is now paying a huge price for what federal prosecutors call a testing scam. Patients' Choice Laboratories is paying over $9 million to settle claims that it double-billed Medicare for infectious disease tests. Attorneys say PCL was getting paid by the government to do COVID-19 swabbing in nursing homes, but then they used those same samples to bill Medicare for extra unnecessary tests. The company also paid illegal kickbacks to get more referrals. A teenager who had his license for less than a week led police on a chase this morning. Deputies say he was speeding in Johnson County, turned off his headlights, and crashed into a garage on South Meridian Street.
He fled for a certain reason. We try to get those answers. The parent wasn't on the scene. It was difficult in getting a hold of that parent, and I believe that deputies made notification through the juvenile's phone through Snapchat.
That's Johnson County Sheriff Dwayne Burgess. He says deputies found the teenager with a loaded semi-automatic pistol. He was treated for his injuries before being taken to the county jail. And the Indiana Pacers play the Detroit Pistons this evening. The tip-off is at 7 Eastern. News time, 5:04. Your traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Picture this. Your career ends, your paycheck stops. Suddenly you're conducting your retirement with no sheet music. Don't let that happen. I'm Jason Hutchins, and after years of guiding Hoosier families through retirement planning, I put together some of the most important lessons into one simple, easy-to-read book, Orchestrate Your Retirement, a guide to composing a financially tuned plan. Get a copy mailed to you at no cost. Call 317-660-0929. That's 317-660-0929. This book is packed with real-world stories and strategies on income, Social Security, taxes, and how to protect what you've worked so hard to build. Call Guardian Willis Financial at 317-660-0929. That's 660-0929 and ask for your copy. No pressure, no strings attached. Supplies are limited, so when they're gone, they're gone. Orchestrate your retirement. The rhythm of your future starts here.
Investment advisory services offered through Creative One Wealth LLC, a registered investment advisor. Guardian Wealth Financial is not affiliated with Creative One Wealth or with any government agency. Licensed insurance professionals.
With your WIBC traffic at 5:05, here's Matt Bear.
Eastbound 70 delayed 3 minutes from Harding into the South Split, and inbound 65 stop-and-go traffic 21st to Meridian. Southbound 6570 is jammed North Split to the South Split because of road construction. That's a 4-minute delay. Looking at inbound 69 stop-and-go from 106th Street to 465. Northbound 69 in Hamilton County, slow off Campus Parkway up to Cynthia Ann Road. Boone County, southbound 65 pockets of stop-and-go traffic from State Road 267 down to 865 the Dogleg, and on the west side, southbound 465 stop-and-go from Crawfordsville Road to West 10th. Crash on the south side, it's Troy Avenue west of South Keystone Avenue and Shelby County, westbound 74 before Fairland Road. That is a vehicle fire blocking the right lane. Not a lot of delay there. It should slow you down just a bit. Traffic sponsored by Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. They've teamed up with the Indiana Fever and Common Threads to provide local schools with information for nutritious meal preparation. Learn more at anthem.com/fever. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies Incorporated. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
We are tracking the return of rain into our Monday night. Showers turn widespread mainly after midnight with lows in the upper 40s. And then it will be rainy to wake up for our Tuesday before showers turn more spotty into the afternoon hours. Highs on Tuesday will be in the upper 50s before a strong cold front passes through late Tuesday and leads way to decreasing temperatures Wednesday. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Jake McDaniel on The Level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
It's Casey and Jim in for Hammer and Nigel, who are both off today. No, they did not pull a Marjorie Taylor Greene and take their pension and run. They're still waiting for those pensions. Aren't we all? Didn't we trade pensions for health care a while ago? Hey, before we get into health care, you got some breaking news.
I have some breaking news. Literally just moments ago, Tyrese Halliburton posted on his Twitter account a video of him dunking.
Oh.
So this is fantastic. 22 weeks since he had surgery to repair the torn Achilles. 22 weeks later, he's able to dunk a basketball. He was doing a little light warm-ups in the gym today. This is, based on the current Pacers record, probably the best news that we've had out of the Pacers all season long. His recovery is on pace. Now, the guy's still not going to play it all this year, more than likely, but he is recovering and now finally able to dunk a ball. Just posted that video on his Twitter account.
Don't push it, Hallie. Don't push it.
He knows himself.
Okay.
It's fine. It's okay. This is good news. Don't ruin this good news for me. This is positive news for the Pacers, the first positive news we've had in ages.
Okay, so Donald Trump was expected to announce the Healthcare Price Cuts Act today, and that to fix the broken Obamacare subsidy system that gives billions and billions of dollars to big insurance. But that has been tabled, which is unfortunate because that would have been a real attempt to kind of break the cycle of the rigged insurance market and the jacked up premiums and the one-size-fits-all plans for Americans and, well, making that big insurance obscenely wealthy.
Well, it would have been at least trying something different.
None of them know anything.
They don't.
They don't know what they're doing when it comes to insurance. This is a huge problem, and I don't see any solution.
Yeah, nobody's got a firm answer, but at least I'll give Trump credit for trying something. Do something. Hey, you know what? When Doge came in, I was all for it. I was like, I don't know if this is going to do anything. I don't know if it's going to work, but doing the exact same thing we've been doing for decades and decades ain't working.
Right.
So let's at least try something else. And so credit to Trump for trying something. Unfortunately, he canceled his press conference, and he's going to have to try again at a later date.
Yeah, it would have been a nice pro-consumer reform.
What?
So, yeah, maybe tomorrow. Maybe he's
pro-consumer.
Yeah, he's just working it out, right?
Right.
Another thing that was announced that had a lot of people up in arms was that nursing excluded as a professional degree.
This is again
the headline on that, I think, is misleading.
Like everything with healthcare, this is a big, complicated issue. And what the Department of Education basically said is they have these what are called professional degrees, and it's doctors, lawyers, that sort of thing. And nursing was part of that before, and what the federal government is saying, it's no longer the case. And a lot of nurses are upset about this, I think, namely just from kind of a prestige standpoint. Nursing is no longer considered a professional degree, like doctors and lawyers. So I think there was a little bit, but really the nuts and bolts is about student loans, I'm trying to take a really complicated topic and make it as dumbed down as possible, because even I don't really understand all of it. But it basically means that if you want to get a degree in nursing, you won't have the ability to borrow as much money in student loans from the federal government as you could have before. And so a lot of nurses are up in arms about that. The counterpoint to that is, hey, I'm going to let you in on a little secret here. The reason the cost of college has gone through the roof the last 30 years is because the federal government guarantees obscene amounts of money being loaned to 18-year-olds to study whatever the heck they want. When you're an 18-year-old and I can sign it on the dotted line to get $250,000 of debt to take these classes and get some degree, that is why the cost of college has gone absolutely through the roof. So there's an argument to be made that by limiting the amount of money that you can borrow to get a nursing degree just might lead to that degree not costing as much as it used to before.
So on Friday, President Trump, he met with New York City's mayor-elect, Zohran Mamdani. And this is what he had to say about him.
I met with a man who really wants to see New York be great again. And I can say again, because New York was great. When I came down to Washington initially, the city was so hot. It was doing great. We were having some telltale signs of problems. We had a mayor that was not doing a great job, but still, it was moving along. And it went bad. It really went, pretty bad. And he can I think it's been at lower points, but it went pretty bad. I think he can bring it back. Now, the question is, will he bring it back all the way? Will he bring it back greater than ever before, which is, I guarantee, that's his wish. I think he wants to make it greater than ever before. And if he can, we'll be out there cheering. I'll be cheering for him.
Mm-hmm. So what Donald Trump did there is he put Mamdani in a bad spot. He's trying to make him the face of the Democrat Party. And now, if things go well, Trump gets credit. If Mamdani crashes, he owns every inch of the failure.
What a bizarre press conference that was on Friday when Mamdani was in the Oval Office. Those two, it was a love fest.
It was 25 minutes long, by the way.
Crazy. I mean, those two, they were like, I was ready for them to start making out by the end of it. It was such a love fest, those two. They were gushing over each other, talking about how great each the other is. But you're exactly right. I think there is kind of a higher level thinking to this. And yeah, Trump just made Mamdani the face of the Democrat Party. The guy's call him a communist, call him a socialist. He's somewhere in between the two. But if I'm a mainstream Democrat, which I'm not, but if I am, I certainly don't want Zohran Mamdani to be the face of my party.
Right, and not, laughing it up with Donald Trump in the Oval Office. So Trump was, they were both asked a question, and it was actually directed towards Mamdani, and Trump decided to answer for him.
Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say yes. Okay. It's easier. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind.
And then Mamdani goes on Meet the Press, and he talks about the interaction, and here he's saying, yeah, he thinks that Donald Trump's a fascist.
Porter asked you whether you believe that President Trump is in fact a fascist, a word that you've used in the past. You were about to answer, then President Trump sort of jumped in and he said, quote, "That's okay, you can just say yes. It's easier than explaining it." So, Mr. Mayor-elect, just to be very clear, do you think that President Trump is a fascist?
And after President Trump said that, I said yes. And
so you do.
And that's something that I've said in the past. I say it today. And I think what I appreciated about the conversation that I had with the president was that we were not shy about the places of disagreement, about the politics that has brought us to this moment. And we also wanted to focus on what it could look like to deliver on a shared analysis of an affordability crisis for New Yorkers.
Doesn't seem like the goal was ever to win each other over, more like try to deliver for the American people. Work together.
Well, and I'm going to let you in on a little secret here.
Common ground.
A little secret.
Yeah.
True fascists don't allow a political rival to go on television and call the president a fascist.
Yeah. Well,
or if they do, the fascist president takes him out back and shoots him. So just to kind of
doesn't let him walk out of the Oval Office on his own accord.
For sure. So yeah, that's not what a fascist does. So I get that you don't like Trump. I get that he does a lot of things that you don't like. But let's be accurate in our speech here. And to call him a fascist is just flat out inaccurate, because fascists don't allow other people to call them fascists.
All right, let's get a traffic update. Here is WIBC's Matt Bear.
All right, Casey, inbound 69 stop and go traffic before 96th Street down 282nd, and northbound 465 slow from East 56 up to I-69. Downtown, southbound 65 70 jams, north split down to the south split. It's a 7-minute delay. Eastbound 70 slow from west to the south split, and inbound 65 tightens up around 21st to Meridian, and slowdown continues on eastbound 70 out to rural. Looking at the east side, southbound 465 slow from 72 South Shadeland Avenue. Crash south side, Troy west of Keystone and Shelby County. Westbound 74 before Fairland Road. A semi-fire. The fire is out. Right lane still closed with about a mile and a half backup. Traffic sponsored by 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning. As temps begin to drop, it's time to get your heating tuned up with 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning. 24/7 availability and free second opinions. Book now at onehourairindy.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
It is 50 and cloudy now in the American Standard Heating Weather Center on 93 WIBC.
The holiday season should be full of joy, not burnout. At Holistic Integration, we take a proactive approach to help your body stay strong, balanced, and resilient through stress, sugar, and seasonal change. Join us for our Holistic Integration Seminar, Healthy Holidays and Longevity. Optimize your body for a healthier season and beyond. Wednesday, December 3rd at 6:30 p.m. at Cohatch in Carmel. You'll hear from Dr. Robert Prather, host of the Voice of Health Radio. Those who attend will receive 20% off our Prather Profile blood work.
Really covers anything from A to Z that could be off. If you're really looking to find out what is my optimal health, where am I really, you can get more information from that from any other diagnostic test.
The Holistic Integration Seminar, Healthy Holidays and Longevity, Wednesday, December 3rd at 6:30 p.m. at Cohatch and Carmel. Learn how to thrive this holiday season and reserve your tickets on our website at thevoiceofhealthradio.com.
Hey, Black Friday's come early to Tom Roush Lincoln with our 999 deal. $9,000 off a new Lincoln Corsair, $9,000 off a new Lincoln Nautilus, or $9,000 off a new Lincoln Aviator. Your choice of any of these great luxury cars, $9,000 off. So get those Black Friday deals all month long at Tom Roush Lincoln.
Corsair stock number L25277, MSRP 5220. Nautilus stock number L25270, MSRP 57235. Aviator stock number L25246, MSRP 65165. See dealer for complete offer details.
Hellsberg gifts checked off the list. Now, time for wrapping. Earrings for Mom. A gold bracelet to match the rings Danielle wears every day. And for Dad, a new watch, because we all know he needs one. All right, this is going to be a good one.
Our favorite things for your favorite people. Shop our Black Friday event for up to 65% off in-store or at Hellsberg.com.
Woke radical liberals are screwing up this country, but Senator Jim Banks is fighting back. He backed one big, beautiful tax cut for working families, ending Social Security taxes for nearly all seniors, and taxes on tips and overtime gone. So call Senator Jim Banks at 202-224-4814 and thank him for backing working family tax cuts and putting America first. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
Food insecurity is an urgent problem, one that impacts real Hoosiers. You can help today. Gleaners needs donations. Your contribution goes further with Gleaners. For every $10 you give, Gleaners leverages their resources to turn your $10 into $90 worth of groceries for families who desperately need help right now. Your gift benefits local community members, and every dollar counts. Gleaners also needs volunteers now to help with warehouse distribution. Go to gleaners.org and donate or get involved today.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, is it true?
What's that?
Tire Discounters is offering up to $200 off sets of Goodyear tires?
Absolutely.
Plus free alignment and a full synthetic oil change?
You got it.
I'm not one to exaggerate, but that may be the best deal in the history of the world.
But free would be better.
Mike, don't toy with me.
Through the holidays, every day we're open, someone will get their money back on 4 tires.
But I...
Just breathe, Phantom. Breathe.
No purchase necessary. Ends 12/31/25. Visit website for details.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
This hour powered by Pierce Jewelers, designers of fine jewelry.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Cock your head to the side and said I'm angry. 5 days
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Eddie Murphy said that he regrets not taking the role in 3 different movies. It is the Hammer and Nigel Show. Hammer and Nigel both off today. My name is Casey. That is Jim. So
I love these stories when
3 career regrets.
Yeah, I love stories when actors come out and talk about the roles they were offered and didn't take, or they tried to get, because if you think about it, that simple change can completely change your perception of the entire film.
Okay, so these are the 3 movies that Eddie Murphy wishes he would have done.
Okay.
But he had to turn down. First one, Ghostbusters.
Dude, that would have been huge if he was in Ghostbusters.
He had to choose between Ghostbusters and Beverly Hills Cop. I think he made the right choice because Beverly Hills Cop was the highest grossing movie in the country in 1984.
And there was a Beverly Hills Cop 2 and 3 that I believe he starred in. I think Ghostbusters only got to 2.
Yeah. The other one is Rush Hour.
Oh, that would have been good.
Chris Tucker took the role instead.
Okay, Eddie Murphy would have been great in that. But again, that would have totally changed that entire movie if it had been Eddie Murphy.
He chose to make a movie Holy Man instead, which was totally panned, and it was a box office flop.
Yeah, I've never even heard of that one.
That maybe wasn't the best choice.
Okay.
The other movie that Eddie Murphy says that he wish he would have accepted a role in, Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Really? Did it say what character he would have been in Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
He would have played Eddie Valiant.
Oh, okay. The main character.
He said he declined because he thought it just sounded ridiculous.
Yeah, I can see that. Hey, we're going to do this. There's going to be live actors, but then we're going to put some animation in, and it's going to be this crazy talking rabbit, and he's got the hots for this other animated girl. Yeah, okay, I can see how if you hadn't seen the end result, the pitch would have been a little.
He said he regretted it after he saw its success and all the Oscars that it won. It won Oscars for sound editing, film editing, and visual effects. So, well, live and learn, I guess. Okay, let's Price is Right rules.
Okay, hit me.
How old is Eddie Murphy?
Okay, so give me just a second to do some math here. So he was.
Allison, you went in on this? How old is Eddie Murphy?
Yeah, you got to get on this. Okay, so he was a pretty young guy during Saturday Night Live, and he was on 83, 63. I'm going to say that he is 62 years old.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna
closest without going over.
Okay, I'm gonna go with 56.
You were close, Jim. He is 64.
64.
Wow.
Murphy's 64 years old.
Yeah, that sounds about right. He was on Saturday Night Live in what, like 1984, and I figured he was 20 years old because he was really young when he was on that, and so I kind of reverse engineered it back down there, and
you were close.
Came up with 62.
Yeah. So do some more math. Majority of U.S. homes have depreciated the past year, meaning they're not worth as much. This is the first time this has happened since 2012. 53% of homes lost value over the past 12 months.
Yeah, and this has been talked about for a lot. Obviously, the price of housing's gone through the roof since the pandemic, and you see this online, especially on TikTok and Twitter and Facebook. Everybody, the housing market's got to crash. It's got to crash. Can't keep going up like these crazy prices like this forever. It's got to crash. And every year, the housing prices just kept going up and up and up and up. But it looks like this may be the first year that that's not the case.
So the hardest hit areas: Denver, Austin, Sacramento, Phoenix, and Dallas. This report says that Midwest markets fared better. Fewer homes lost value in the Midwest.
And that makes total sense because the run-up, I mean, while homes here in Indianapolis certainly have gotten more expensive compared to Denver, Austin, Tampa, Nashville, Charlotte, all of these really young, growing cities, they saw their housing prices just go through the roof, way more than what we saw here in Indianapolis. So when things soften, it makes sense that those cities are going to take a bigger hit than those here in the Midwest that didn't see that massive run-up.
So we've got Brown Friday coming up.
What?
Brown
I thought it was
Friday.
I thought it was Black Friday.
Well, it's also known as Brown Friday.
Okay.
It's the day after Thanksgiving, and it is the busiest of the year for plumbers.
Is this a real thing?
This is a real thing. It's really called Brown Friday. It's not just about clogged toilets, but also the clogged kitchen sink. They say that you've got...
the sink. That's why they call it. I'm sure that's it. My garbage disposal isn't working. That's why I'm calling it Brown Friday. That's
Increased use of kitchen gadgets, garbage disposals, laundry showers, toilets, and dishwashers being used on Thanksgiving. And of course, you've got the Thanksgiving meal with all the grease, the potato skins, the turkey drippings. Everything is, well, giving your plumbing a run for their money.
Let me give you a tip here. You're not supposed to put food down the garbage disposal. It's just supposed to be for anything that happens to get in there. You're not supposed to cram an entire turkey leg down the garbage disposal. That may be why you're having to call a plumber out.
Or what about you? What you did the other night?
What?
That huge chunk of ice. You were so proud. You took that huge chunk of ice. You know when you get the cubes in the freezer and they all stick together and they just make one big chunk of ice instead?
Our automatic ice maker kind of got stuck, and so we had this big block of automatic ice cubes.
And what did you do?
I took it out of the ice tray.
Yeah, and you were like, I'm going to clean the disposal.
I did.
And you put it all down there, and then what happened?
We had a little bit of a leak underneath the sink, but that was actually, you found that actually one of the little fasteners was loose and screwed it back on, and that fixed it. So I think that is just a crazy coincidence.
Was it?
And one definitely did not have anything to do with the other. But that is how you're supposed to clean your garbage disposal. You throw a ton of ice down there, and it gets all the nasty bits out of the corners and crevices and flushes it down the tubes.
Or if you want it to smell good, you're supposed to put some lemon down there. I don't even know what I was looking under the sink for, but I opened up the cabinet and there was water.
Like an inch of water
everywhere.
Underneath the sink. Glad we caught it early.
Who fixed it?
I think it was a team effort. I don't know that we've got to really. I don't know that we need to really designate any single person as being the sole one to fix the problem. We're a partnership, and I think it was a team effort.
I fixed it. Just admit it. Garbage disposal dues, liquids and soft food, chopped foods, and ice cubes. Oh, man, it's right there in the article.
See, it says you're supposed to. You spent 10 minutes throwing me under the bus about putting ice cubes in to clean out the garbage disposal. You get farther down the article, and they're like, oh, yeah, you are supposed to put ice cubes in your garbage disposal.
Garbage disposal don'ts. Fats, oil, grease, fibrous foods like celery and broccoli and potato peelings, uncooked pasta and rice, coffee grounds, bones, egg. Oh, you're not supposed to put eggshells down the garbage disposal.
That's kind of a new one.
I do that every couple days.
Yeah, they used to say you were supposed to put eggshells down there because, again, it's really hard, and that hardness can help clean the blades in your garbage disposal. But I think new research has proven that eggshells are no longer part of the garbage disposal. I think you put eggs down the garbage disposal this morning.
I did.
You did.
Eggshells. Yelp searches for emergency plumber spike about 27% nationwide on Brown Friday.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that our household does not have a Brown Friday this Thanksgiving.
Thank you. I would really appreciate that.
I'm going to work real hard at it.
Awesome.
And we will not have a Brown Friday.
Let's get you updated on news. It is 93 WIBC.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
If you're hitting the road for Thanksgiving, conditions should be good for travel. It's cloudy on Monument Circle. It's also 52 degrees, and lows tonight will be in the upper 40s. I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending at 5:30.
Wednesday and Thursday, it's like it's going to be nice and dry. There's not any precipitation anywhere near us, really.
Matt Eckhoff is a meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis. He says we'll see rain tomorrow, and then temperatures drop Wednesday. A teenager from Mooresville who planned a school shooting on Valentine's Day earlier this year was sentenced to prison on Monday. John Herrick reports.
Trinity Shockley was sentenced to 12 years in prison, along with 5 years probation. Shockley identifies as being transgender. In court, Shockley said she was dealing with mental health issues and bullying, which is what led to her planning the attack. Shockley says she's getting mental health treatment and taking medication, and Shockley also apologized in front of the judge, but the judge told Shockley to think about the potential harm her actions could have caused. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
President Trump says he had a very good phone call with Chinese President Xi Jinping this morning, and he has accepted an invitation to visit China in April. The leaders talked about how the Russia-Ukraine conflict, fentanyl, and farm products. They talked about all that, rather. Health administrators are concerned because the flu is showing up earlier than normal in some areas, driven by an H3N2 strain that's already caused outbreaks overseas. This particular flu can be tougher on older people, leading to more hospital stays. And with a matchup coming up this Friday against the 2-9 Purdue Boilermakers for the Old Oaken Bucket, Indiana Hoosier head football coach Kurt Signetti had this to say on Monday.
We got to go up there prepared, and we got to play well. I mean, we're going on the road to play a Big Ten football team, in-state rival. That's all we're thinking about.
And his Hoosiers are 11-0 and ranked number 2 in the country. The kickoff is set for this Friday evening, and it will take place a little after 7:30 at Ross-Ade Stadium. News time, 5:32. Your traffic now with Matt Bear.
All right, Jake, looking at westbound 74 Shelby County. It's a semi-fire, right lane blocked and traffic slow for about 2 miles in this area, but everything is open as far as the interstate. Right lane closed, of course, like I just mentioned. Inbound 69 stop and go 106th Street 282nd. Northbound 69 slows 465 up to 96. And eastbound 465 stop and go traffic from Westfield Boulevard over to Allisonville Road. And then we stop on that eastbound side after Allisonville Road over to I-69. Keeping an eye on that. Downtown southbound 6570 stop and go from the north split to the south split because of construction. And south side eastbound 465 slow from South Meridian to I-65. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. Shopping online might be easy, but it doesn't feel like Christmas. So trade your scrolling for strolling at Sullivan Hardware and Garden and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan. Soak in the season among holiday decor, gifts, live trees, and more. Sullivan's, where Christmas comes to life. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
All right, thank you, Matt. And now here's the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
We are tracking the return of rain into our Monday night. Showers turn widespread mainly after midnight with lows in the upper 40s. And then it will be rainy to wake up for our Tuesday before showers turn more spotty into the afternoon hours. Highs on Tuesday will be in the upper 50s before a strong cold front passes through late Tuesday and leads way to decreasing temperatures Wednesday. Wednesday's numbers overall will be down to the upper 30s to low 40s with wind gusts of 30 to 40 miles per hour and potential for a few flurries. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Jake McDaniel on The Level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
It's Casey and Jim in for Hammer and Nigel today. And do you remember the story about the Portland Trailblazers head coach Chauncey Billups?
Yeah.
Allegedly conspired to lure poker players to games rigged by the mafia.
Yeah, big
Part
story.
of that scheme involving 31 defendants facing wire fraud and money laundering conspiracy charges. Well, he went to court today. And he pled not guilty.
Not a surprise. I mean, this is a big deal. I mean, sports is a big deal in our lives, and sports gambling, which is now available in most states. That's fairly new. So the whole country is trying to figure this out. But this is just another example in a long list of scandals where players have been accused of rigging games. Shoot, 2 Major League Baseball players, both pitchers for the Cleveland Guardians, were just arrested in the last couple of weeks on part of this gambling. And what all of these tend to center on, although Chauncey Billups from the Portland Trailblazers is a little bit different because that was like some backroom card games that were involved, and apparently the mafia was included in it too. But all the other charges that have come out have been about sports gambling and the fact that I can make bets on my phone anytime I want to. And what this comes down to is the fact that a lot of apps let you bet on one specific play. Now, that's real easy. If I'm a player, I don't have to throw the whole game. All I have to do is change one pitch or go out with an injury early or one small things. It's all of these live betting that you can bet on the next pitch, or I can bet on the next play on the NFL field. That's where a lot of these are centering around. And I'm going to give you Uncle Jim is going to give you young gamblers out there a little tip on this. The sports betting apps can spot that really easily, because how many people are throwing money on, a third inning, 2-out pitch, a single pitch, as to whether or not it's going to be a ball or strike? That's what you can bet on. Well, there's not many people betting on that. So when somebody tries to fix it, and then all of a sudden a gambler throws, I don't know, 10 grand on one bet, the betting apps are like, that looks a little bit weird. That's a little odd. And these gambling apps are now using AI so they can easily detect these problems. This is something where most of the time you're going to get caught at this because there's so much data. All the moves that you do, all the bets you make, those are all aggregated to those betting apps, and they can see everybody's data, and they can see these little spikes when something gets out of place, and that alerts them, and they turn the information over to the FBI, and here you go. You're getting athletes arrested and being charged with fixing games. And my guess is it's just going to keep happening.
Speaking of data, the prosecutor cited electronic devices, surveillance photos, poll camera footage, bank records, phone records, all part of the case against him and the co-defendants, including NBA coach Damon Jones. So the NBA's response to this is they announced a review of sports betting policies and also different educational programs to address the the risk of gambling.
Yeah, and here's the problem with this. Everybody's incentives are out of whack because these leagues are making so much money from these sports betting apps that are sponsoring these leagues and buying commercials on their games and all of these things. There's really the only one who's got an incentive for it to go away is the federal government. So I'm glad that the FBI is getting involved because they're the only ones that really want it stopped. The NBA and the NFL are probably going to play lip service. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, we'll create a committee. We'll investigate this. We'll take a look at it. We may make some small changes, but hey, DraftKings and FanDuel, don't go anywhere. We don't want you guys to leave. It's going to be fine. We'll take care of you. You keep paying us all your money."
So Billups was released on a $5 million bond. Don't know if you heard this story. This never happens to us. There's this woman from Michigan, said she was having some late night craving, and she went out on a food run. Now, how many times have we done that? Candy run.
Oh, yeah, that happens.
Need something sweet.
Not as much lately, but sure, yeah.
Go to the gas station, get a candy bar, whatever. So this woman did that, and while she was out on her food run at the gas station, decided, you know what, I'm just going to buy one of these scratch-off lottery tickets. Lady Luck 777 ticket. That's what she bought. Ended up winning $1 million.
Dude, $1 million?
Yes, I know. It never happens to us.
Here's the problem. We don't do late night snack runs as often as we used to.
I think we live in Indianapolis.
But I think that's where we've got to start. I've spoken on this show many times
Not
before.
going out late at night.
No. My love for 7-Eleven roller dogs. The meat that are on the hot rollers at 7-Eleven, I'm a huge fan of that. Or any gas station, really. I guess it was made popular by 7-Eleven, but there are other places out there. I think what I need to start doing is making late night roller meat runs.
And then get yourself a scratcher.
Get a couple scratchers while I'm there. See if we can't get some luck like this lady, pop $1 million. I think that's where this starts. I mean, if we're going to make this happen, it starts with late night snack runs.
You can't win if you don't play, right?
It can't happen unless I'm buying the quarter-pound big bite hot dog from 7-Eleven at 12:30 in the morning.
She said that she's still in shock. It hasn't fully sunk in, and she plans to put the prize money into savings for the time being. All right, Jason Hammer sent me a text earlier today.
Oh, boy.
He asked if we could do him a favor and promote the Hammer and Nigel Store's Black Friday through Cyber Monday sale. It begins on Friday. So here is producer Allison's version of promoting the Hammer and Nigel Store.
All right, you glorious sons of listen up. You ever wanted to wear your patriotism like a middle finger to the soft, wishy-washy out there? Then you get your ass over to the Hammer Nigel Store, the only place where you can rep Indy's hardest talking radio duo and America at the same time. They've got a tease like Hammer Nigel America that looks like Old Glory just got kicked in the or if you're feeling spicy, throw on a, may I suggest, a sausage tee? Yeah, we said that, and yeah, it's glorious. Their original V shirt, all made with the same soft cotton that somehow doesn't feel like you're wearing a grocery bag. And here's the kicker. Every purchase supports the Hammer Nigel Show. You're not just buying clothes, you're backing local radio warriors who talk louder than your racist uncle at Thanksgiving. And I would know. So stop being a lazy go to store.hammernigel.com, grab your gear, and wear that with pride. Free shipping, real fast turnaround, and they're not around. Hammer Nigel Store for people who give a damn, talk too much, and aren't afraid to show it.
Wow, Allison
Producer
coming with the
Allison.
attitude today.
I was channeling WWE promo meets monster truck rally.
I love it.
You nailed it.
You
If
did a
that's
good
what you were
job.
going for, you nailed it.
Gave that beeper a workout, that's for sure.
It almost sounded like you missed like the beep was just a little off on a few of those.
No.
Okay, I'm
We're
sure
covered.
it was fine.
We're good. So once again, the Hammer and Nigel Store Black Friday sale going on now through Monday, and it begins Friday. They've got some Thanksgiving T-shirts up there for sale as well. May I suggest you try something besides the turkey? Go check it out. It's at Store Hammer and Nigel.
It says, may I suggest you try the roast beef.
Yes, it
That's
does.
what the shirt says.
You're right.
And
it does say
and
that.
an arrow pointing in a certain direction.
All right, here's a new concept for you. Epic Clean Tech is producing a new beer, and this is from recycled water from showers and laundry.
No, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with the brew pubs and their ridiculous beer and making it out of the yeast from the back of a mule on Uncle, Tony's farm or something like that. Seems like every time I turn around, there's some new ridiculous thing that they're trying to make beer out of. And what was it again that they're making it out of?
Recycled water from showers and laundry.
Oh.
They collaborated with Devil's Canyon Brewing Company, and the first commercial beers are going to be Shower Hour IPA and Laundry Club.
I do like that name, Shower Hour. That's pretty fun.
That's not bad.
That's fun. I'm not drinking a beer.
Have your regular beer and call it Shower Hour when you're drinking your...
Right. Normally a shower beer
Miller.
is a beer that you drink while you're showering.
Yeah.
That I can get behind.
They say that this beer aims to highlight the potential of recycled water and promote advanced water reuse technology.
Yeah, that's how they're wrapping it up. They're like, we're just doing this for the environment. We're just trying to, reuse and recycle and not have as much water waste.
You think it's just clickbait, huh?
Of course it's clickbait.
What do you call it? If it's a crazy headline, it's clickbait on the internet. But if it's a product that you're actually purchasing in the store, is it still clickbait?
Still clickbait. I'll make a judgment call on that. Still clickbait, yeah, because what they want is for people to click on the headline in the story, learn about the beer, and then go make the product purchase at a later date. So yes, it is still clickbait and still ridiculous to try and make beer out of recycled shower water.
The thing that gives me the ick the most about this is the statistics on how many people are peeing in the shower.
Let me guess, 100%?
No.
Is it 100% of people pee in the shower?
It's 25%. 25% of Americans pee in the shower regularly. Daily, 12%. And there's a generational difference here, by the way. Baby boomers, only 6%. Gen X, 13%. And millennials, 25%. And I know men do it more often than women do.
Of course we do. Look, the shower is like a full cleansing experience. I'll let some snot rockets go while I'm in there. I mean, you're doing it to cleanse everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's totally reasonable to pee in the shower occasionally, but that's number one why I don't want beer made out of recycled shower water.
45% of Americans pee in the shower at least once per year, and they say that this is this behavior reflects multitasking, efficiency, and a sense of liberation.
It's true. 45% and 55% are lying.
Okay.
That's exactly what that's
Yeah,
45% of people pee in the shower. The other 55% are lying.
Are lying about it.
Yeah.
But beyond peeing in the shower, 27% of people sing in the shower, 23% plan their day, 19% reflect on the previous day, and 15% cry.
Is that really on there?
It is.
15% cry in the shower?
15% of people cry in the shower.
Let me guess. More women than men cry in the shower. They don't break that out by gender like they did the other one?
No,
Again, I'm going to
they
guarantee you it's
don't.
more women than men crying in the shower.
Aerosmith has released some new music, first time in over a decade, and we will review coming up from 93 WIBC.
Don Fisher for QC Kinetics. I was struggling with chronic knee pain and wasn't encouraged with the options of risky surgery and pain pills. QC Kinetics offered the best option for me, cutting-edge regenerative medicine. Their non-invasive treatment stimulated my body's own biologics so I could be pain-free and get back to doing what I love, playing golf. QC Kinetics has a fantastic success rate, and it's clear to see why so many Hoosiers are happy to tell their story of how they reclaimed their lives with the QC Kinetics approach. Ready to live your life pain-free? Go to qckinetics.com/Indianapolis or call 317-559-PAIN and get a no-obligation consultation. QC Kinetics uses the latest technologies, whether it's stem cell, PRP, plasma, or a number of other advanced therapies. Call QC Kinetics. It'll be the best call you will make. Get back in the game, whatever that is for you. Call 317-559-PAIN.
As an IT professional, you have the opportunity to guarantee your data security, participate in 100% landfill-free disposal, and have peace of mind with R2 V3 certifications. Technology Recyclers provides guaranteed complete data destruction, 100% landfill-free disposal, and the certification to back it up. Protect your data while saving the planet. Receive a free pickup of your e-waste from Technology Recyclers. Visit tech-recyclers.com. That's tech-recyclers.com.
'Twas the night before the holidays, and all through Indiana, not a parent was stressed, nor were Grandpa or Grandma. The children's gifts were marked off the list. Indiana 529 education savings plans were sure to be a hit. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of their future danced in their heads. Flexible options, a generous tax credit, and a convenient mobile app to help put a bow on it. These Hoosiers slept tight with a gift that would last. Visit myindiana529.com to start with just $10 fast. Read the disclosure booklet carefully before investing.
The Attorney General's Office, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every week. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov or text Hammer and Nigel to 46220 today.
The best AI for your business isn't artificial, it's advisor intelligence. With Horizon, you get real people to help you drive real growth. Open your business account today at horizonbank.com/businessai. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
800-948-1659. 800-948-1659. 800-948-1659. That's 800-948-1659.
Weekday mornings at 7:15, the Tony Katz Popcorn Moment. Brought to you by Boer Remodeling. Don't wait any longer for the kitchen you've been dreaming of. Request a consultation at boerremodeling.com.
If you're asked to pay with a gift card, it's a scam. Scammers love gift cards because they're just like cash. No real business or government agency will ever ask for gift cards. Learn more at aarp.org/gift cards.
Looking for the hottest trends in jewelry this year? Come to Pierce Jewelers and see their Love to Love collection in lab-grown diamond jewelry. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers. Kick off game day at the Ultimate Colts Tailgate. Join us at the Slippery Noodle this Sunday. Doors open at 9:30 a.m. Enjoy great food, good vibes, and pregame fun with fellow fans.
Here's Matt Bear with traffic.
Yeah, Casey, inbound 69 jams before 106th Street down to 96th. Then we are slow to 465. Eastbound 465, still stop and go traffic. Westfield Boulevard past Allisonville Road. That's a 12-minute delay. Still on the northeast side, northbound 465 slows after East 56th and a grind up to the I-69. Exit and southbound 465 stop and go from 69 down to 71st. Downtown, inbound 65 slow, 21st to Meridian. Southbound 65, 70 jams from the north split to the south split, a 3-minute delay. And northbound 65 slow from Raymond Street into the south split because of construction. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. Shopping online might be easy, but it doesn't feel like Christmas. So trade your scrolling for strolling at Sullivan Hardware and Garden and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan. Soak in the season among holiday decor, gifts, live trees, and more at Sullivan's, where Christmas comes to life. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. It is 50 and cloudy now in the American Standard Heating Weather Center on 93 WIBC.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
So Aerosmith returning with their first new music in over a decade. They collaborated on an EP, extended play.
Right, that's usually kind of a shorter album, not as many songs.
Yeah, One More Time is what it's called. And it's a 5-track project. It includes 4 original songs and then 1 restyled song. So Youngblood is this younger artist from the UK. He recently just did a tribute to Ozzy Osbourne at the MTV VMAs with Aerosmith, and they decided to get in the studio and make some music of their own.
I know I've seen Aerosmith, I think, once in concert. How many times have you seen him?
Just once.
Just the one time?
Yeah. I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the one time.
Anything interesting happen at that show?
You know, I may have kissed Steven Tyler.
May have.
May have. You were there.
I was there. You guys were making out. It was disgusting.
No, we weren't.
Gosh.
No.
It was a peck on the cheek.
It was a peck on the cheek. And Steven Tyler used to wear a lot of hairspray, by the way. So... So the song that I'm sure he still does.
It's tough to you get your hand in, but you can't get it out.
Right? So they did a remix of Aerosmith's "Back in the Saddle." Let's check it out. Okay, so there's just a little bit more guitar there. So you got vocals with Steven Tyler and Youngblood, and Joe Perry still on guitar there. Aerosmith, known as America's greatest rock and roll band, inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I believe, in 2001?
Greatest rock and roll band?
That's what they say. All right, well, let's let this song take us out. Back in the saddle again. It is the Hammer and Nigel Show. It's 93 WIBC. We'll see you here tomorrow.
Man, it's cold out there, and if you spent all last winter thinking that it was time to replace your windows, but you didn't want to spend the money or have your windows done in the middle of the winter, it's a good thing you waited, because now, during Window Nation's end-of-year sale this November, you can save big on windows. 50% off all window styles and 0% financing for 5 years.
Window Nation's proven quality windows are so good,